nice. Very, very nice. Don't need to be that bright. Mute myself. Excuse me. Oh, hey, mister, how's it going? I figured I'd pop on, have some fun. I saw Fritz has a new video talking about how Elden Ring shouldn't be a game of the year or doesn't deserve it. So that got me thinking, like, you know what? I'm popping on YouTube. I'm like, I'm gonna stream. I'm like, it's happening. Where is it? Elden Ring has no story and doesn't deserve game of the year. I'm like, I gotta see this shit. I don't gotta stream on Twitch until I got 3 hours to go. I'm like, let's do this shit. Hi, what else what have you been up to, mister? Give me the goods, man. Shitty takes on God of War Ragnarok. Well, fuck them. How hard don't people understand how hard it is to make a fucking game, let alone a good fucking game, let alone to make 2 fucking good games in a fucking row? If Ragnarok gets game of the year, that's 2 in a row right there. That's hard to do. And it's not because, oh, it just deserves two awards, potentially. No. Was it Santa Monica Studios or whatever? They put in work, baby. They put in work. Unlike Game Freak, who shit the bed with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh, well, you know, Quantum by default shits the bed. We all know that. So I don't even care about his political leanings. I don't know if he's a liberal. I don't know if he's a conservative. I just know he's a dumbass. Or at very least, a likely candidate for this year's Bigot Award. I mean, if there ever was a bigot, he could potentially be that. If the word was actually prescribed properly to someone, he potentially could be a bigot.
Miyazaki. Oh no, nigga. That's just the tip of this iceberg.
That's gonna be good. Let's see. I'm illiterate as fuck. Bigot. Person who abstainedly or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against or antagonistic towards a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. Example, don't let a few small-minded bigots destroy the good image of the city. Within that mind, we can think about quantum.
Phony.
Your friend Sendu? Are you serious?
It's that time of the year where people who don't actually program or make video games fight over made-up awards that they're never going to receive.
What was
because it's also that
Dad of War?
The year where they're reminded they live such empty, unfulfilling lives that the success of a video game is the most fulfilling thing going on in their own personal life right now. Are we really supposed to sit here and pretend like Jeff Keighley's annual game award show actually means anything when a good chunk of that award show is taken up by stupid categories like esports coach of the year or content creator of the year, and one of their nominations for those categories
Who did the Dad of War video?
is a goddamn Twitter user? Are we really supposed to act like
Literally, is that literally Quantum? Like Quantum, Dad of War? Anyway. Oh no.
I'm going to be giving you a review.
Oh no.
Now, a lot of people have
Oh no.
kind of already picked what side of the aisle they're going to be standing on. They either like the game or really hate the game for various reasons. I'm just going to be giving my take, since reviews are subjective. Take it for what it is.
No. Your reviews are subjective. They don't have to be subjective. They could be objective.
You don't have to.
But you choose to be subjective. Your opinion. I'll wait. I won't say his garbage opinion just yet.
All you want, and again, you can always agree. But I think we should talk
Wait, what?
about this game because I think it's actually pretty good and pretty bad at the same time, and we'll talk about why. So if we look at the box art,
Simp.
it's kind of like meh. There's not like a whole lot of crazy graphics going around, and I don't know, maybe I'm a little old school, but I like back in the day when they used to do that cool little thing, how they used to kind of put little cut scenes to show you what the game would be like, certain aspects of gameplay that they're highlighting. I wish they would have done that. Most games don't do that now.
This is a man that judges not only the book, the cover, and the back.
Nowadays, so I guess we'll let that one go. But if we talk about further onto the additional offerings
Prejudiced.
of the bonus characters and what they offer.
Fucking judges a book by its cover and its back.
So I guess maybe you can be happy if you like the color white and gold as like, I don't know, like he's a Spartan, so I would have expected like maybe like an exclusive Spartan.
Is your friend very popular? Is his streams very popular? I have this dream of being the streaming champion of the world like Ash. Ash is now a 2-time Pokemon champ. One day, I will be the streaming champ of the world.
2 minutes and it make thick cream ice cream. Share it with police.
Or does he look familiar?
He's an old school
You'd say?
fan from Bad Box Art. Exactly. He's not a he don't care about God of War. He already said it before. But let's continue.
Maybe I'm a little old school, but I like back in the day when they used to do that cool little thing, how they used to kind of put little cut scenes to show you what the game would be like.
So he's literally watching it right now.
What's funny is what he saw in the back have to be the cutscene because basically it's a very narrative game, narrative-driven game. So that cutscene had to be in the game.
Wish they would have done that. Most games don't do that nowadays, so I guess we'll
Again, he judges the book by its cover.
further on to the
Yo, on the real note, these developers are starting to be lazy with their games because they depending on
Oh, this is
the
gonna be
internet
good,
to fix
man.
it. They trying to rush games out instead of trying to make the game better. You know.
Well, he wants them rushed.
So that's one thing I'm going to disagree with him on. The games now are a little bit more trash because back then you didn't have the internet. You didn't have the internet, so you had to make a good game. If you didn't make a good game, then your company will fail. But now since we got the internet, okay, let's just add a patch to it. So that's not just here on PlayStation.
Patches can
Xbox,
only do so
or
much, though, right?
Nintendo, or even PC.
Just
That's why
ask
every
Game Freak right now with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Patches ain't gonna fix that shit.
I hate that type of workmanship.
They could,
You
but
want to do a update onto the piece onto a PC, so I don't want anything to be rushed.
right?
Or
Fucking hella right,
not
dude.
rushed, Pokemon were rushed. I don't think Pokemon was rushed. I just feel like they was lazy.
No, man.
Sell it now.
No, Sendu. Don't sugarcoat that shit. Don't sugarcoat for Game Freak. They shit the bed. They had a year. They needed more.
Lazy. You know,
It was probably more than a year, but
over and over again.
Game Freak shit the bed. I'm in my mid-30s too. Actually, technically, just before 34.
You know, yeah, it was cool that they did Mega Evolution. Yeah, it was cool that they did Giga Evolution. Yeah, it's cool they did Z moves, but honestly, it's still the same exact game. And I think I just lost interest in Pokemon altogether.
additional offerings of bonus characters and what they offer. So I guess maybe you can be happy if you like the color white and gold as like, I don't know, like if he's a Spartan.
Oh my god.
Yo, Game Freak shit. Yeah, I agree. They should this pause. But what I feel like is Quantum don't understand. Yes, they are not putting that much effort into the box. Paper costs money, unfortunately. People don't want to see the manual. Put the manual on the disc, you know, all of that stuff. Yeah, I kind of miss that, but at the same time, why are you not expecting that, Quantum? What's up, Mr. Gamer? So, yeah. I
No
feel
poop
like
in box art. No one cares
Quantum
if you
is
buy
missing the
digital.
point where he just need to just start to realize that just get the stuff offline. It's a lot easier. Does it suck? Yes, it does suck 100%. They don't want to put that much effort into the boxes no more. But what can you do?
There you go. Yeah.
Gaming evolving. No poop in the box art. No one cares if you buy digital. Exactly.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
I go all digital because I
There you go.
despise disc. I don't like disc.
People only want a physical copy just because they got the physical copy. It's not so much the box art, unless they're a collector. In which case, they're probably not going to be opening it or playing it anyway.
I didn't like that. Usually you'd buy like CD discs to play in your CDs. They get scratched up. I'm like, nah, I don't like this. That's why I always tend to stay towards Nintendo because they didn't do this. When I owned the GameCube, yes, I owned the GameCube. I only had one game for the GameCube, and that was Metroid Prime.
Metro
I
Prime?
took that game out the GameCube because I
He's a
decided
Metro
I wanted to
Prime
play
guy?
this. So I kept
Oh
the
shit.
game for his whole entire generation. That's why I'm in love with Metroid Prime. I love that game.
Dude. Okay.
Same thing with the Wii. I had the Wii. I only had Wii Sports Resort in the Switch. I mean in the Wii. And I didn't mess with it because I felt like, hey, games is going to be downloadable like way back. in
Okay,
the
I'm
day.
still on. I'm like,
Look
shit.
where we at now. I love having games on my hard drive. I love having games on an SD card. To me, that's more convenient.
Oh, he covers those?
than
Nice,
this.
nice, nice.
Spending $60 make one error and you can't play your game. Exactly. One thing I'm trying to figure out is why is
Well, there's also a thing to where they could also revoke it too. So you may not own a physical copy. They may be able to take that ownership back. All that stuff hasn't really been plotted out, you know, in our legal system, really. So they could take it away.
Being a sponsor of SUS Corporation for Jack Eagle. That's funny. Thank you very much. Like,
Oh, how dare you, mister? You're funny. Don't show him the goods.
Like, I don't get mad about people who buy disc, but one thing I'm trying to figure out is, oh, DTM is streaming right now, and I show him your live stream. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I gotta check it out. But if you send me the link, Mr. Gamer, I will check it out. But what I feel like is, I feel like Microsoft and PlayStation is like ripping you off in the digital store, because why is the games are $70 in the digital store where they didn't up their games? Now, if it's a different company, I don't care. But even Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, why is your games full price and you don't have to put no effort into disc? You don't have to put no effort into stores. You don't have to put none of that effort. So where is the extra cost coming from if you could get it at $70 from a company to $70 at the store? It doesn't make sense to me. If you're trying to match the price at the store and that, then that's crazy. He posted up in the link. Oh, he's actually watching me stream right now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay, cool. All right,
We chill dudes,
keep
man.
on going.
Skins to be like
We chill dudes.
see this like kind of like it's a colored version of an armor piece that is literally already in the game, and it just doesn't really feel very
Right.
or exclusive. It kind of removes any real desire to have pre-ordered in the first place. So pre-order bonus is definitely a little weak in
Quantum. That's the new thing now, is skins. People want to see their favorite characters in different skins. Have you ever played Overwatch, Paladins,
The Fortnites, yeah.
Call of Duty, even Pokemon? They got dressed up and everything. So yeah, it's something
Get them
special.
shinies,
It's
yo.
visual to the people. Like when I play Paladins, I play as Ying, and what's her name? Let's go with Ying. Ying got so many costumes. She had a mermaid costume. She had the streetwear
That's for so
costume.
sweet.
She got a genie costume. She
Oh,
got
that
a,
PlayStation gamer subscribed on YouTube.
dinosaur.
Thank you.
Costume. She got so many costumes, and I get to pick out all of them.
That means I think I have like 5
She got
now.
the,
4 or 5?
Rambo costume. So yeah,
Yeah, baby.
people
Thank you.
like the cosmetics of their characters. I do. It doesn't make me want to play.
I will be a
more
Pokemon champion one
cosmetics.
day.
That's all it is. So if a pre-order bonus is getting more costumes, then it's getting more costumes. People like to see their characters.
One of the homies.
Is a
Mm.
quicker way of it's next to a step of modding, somewhat. You know, they release certain colors of variation of the costume, and they just put on the character. People like to see their characters into different costume. You should know. You paid $500 for your mods.
God. Oh, God.
Where I bet you the modders just went online and look how to mod, and then they say, okay, cool. I just got $500.
Nice.
just for free.
Nice. Excuse me. Very nice.
The install size for God of War is basically 84 gigs if you're on PlayStation 5.
Welcome to modern gaming.
PS4.
Okay.
Upgrade your
So,
hard drive.
Apples. Okay, so the store. I mean, so the game just the game is bigger.
He's living in the past. Quantum's in the past. You can't get past it.
But in
Or
God of
past
War,
that.
it make a difference because it's stats and ability. There you go. Make a difference because stats and abilities.
His name is Quantum,
Here's the thing, Quantum.
but he's stuck in the
Games are getting
past.
bigger. They're getting bigger all the time because you got people doing more of the
We need a
graphics.
bigot
They're
counter
doing
for this dude.
more.
Potential bigot. That way I'm not offending him.
It take a lot of data. Just because back in the day during the Xbox,
Hold on, man. He complains about graphics.
the areas was never small. I mean, the stories were
He
never
complains
small
about the looks of the
because
game, but then he complains about how much
of the
gigabytes
resolution
the
you want
game
to play in.
takes up.
My bad. The resolution you want to play in, the size of the, it's so much that you have to go into when it comes down to game design. You will not know because you're not a game designer. That's all it is.
I don't think he has any respect for game
It's a
designers.
big boy game. Someone that played it on next to easy. Those graphics take up space. Exactly. Because the thing about it is the graphics card in the PlayStation 5 is going to run the how the game going to look. That's all it is.
Now, this is, again, in line with what we've seen, so we can't really be too critical here. Games are just going to be really large, so you're going to have to invest in storage. Though, I will say, it is annoying to see that the game is this big, and the improvements aren't really kind of in line with the game of this size.
Because you didn't put it in
Excuse me.
you didn't put it in graphics mode. You had it in performance. Don't forget Quantum complain about the graphics. Exactly.
Main menu, you can have a couple of things. I mean, you have the typical story elements and options, but there's nothing really unique, right? And I think
Quantum again.
this is where these story games kind of, for a lot of people, where we heard a lot of the negativity come from, kind of play into part, because typically when you have a game that's story driven, the only thing that matters in a story game after the story is beaten is its replayability, the replay value. This game, like many other story games, has very little replay value.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm going to have to hate to say, but I do agree with Quantum on this.
What did he
If you only
say?
care about the story, and you don't. If you only care about the story and you just want to get the story done, then there's no reason to play the game over and over again. Now, if you're a trophy hunter and you want to get 100%, then the replayability is there. Me personally, I'm not a trophy hunter or a achievement hunter. If I get the achievement hunter,
Story all the way,
then
baby.
that's fine. But if I just get the base story and I beat it, I'm not going back to the game if it's like a story narrative game. Now, if it had like a multiplayer, now if there's any like multiplayer that I can play with other people, then yeah, the replayability is going to be there. Like Halo, I'm going to play Halo multiplayer. I haven't beat it yet, but I'm planning to beat it. After I'm done beating the story, there's no point in me playing Halo storyline again. We already got the story. Boom, I'm done. But if I was playing multiplayer, that will get me to the game a little bit more. Now, there's a lot of people that care about story. I care about story too, but as far as replayability in a story game, it's going to be kind of hard. Doing all the side quests and upgrading armor and fight all the... Well, I give you that, that PlayStation Gamer. Side quest is the thing. Upgrading armor is the thing.
If it's
And
good
fighting
side
all the
quests.
extra bosses, that's fine. But if I'm just in here just to get the full story without doing all that, then there's no actual replayability for me in that situation. Now, I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm not going to say that. All I'm saying is there is some parts that after I beat the story, there's nothing for me to go back to it. VR Hell officially.
I can't really think of anything with a good side
But yeah,
quest.
if
Maybe
you-
someone will have a good
there is
answer.
replayability, I agree. But for me, after I'm done beating the story, I'm done, pretty much. Like with Spider-Man, on my PC. After I'm done beating the story, that's it. I'm not trying to replay the game.
Okay.
Name a game with great side quests. I can't think of one because I haven't played. I had to go back. I had to go back to the games I played.
God,
Witcher 3. I haven't played Witcher 3. Have not.
Because it's just repetitive and it doesn't really do a whole lot to change that. It would have been nice to see, for example, a challenge
All right,
mode
mister.
of some sort included in the game as a separate option in the main menu. Where you
Enjoy the Seinfeld
There's all kinds of crazy
and the laugh. The laughs. The mini laughs. Damn, I'm trying to think of a game I really liked with side quests, and there's not really many games I really played for the side quests just to get through them for the achievements.
If there's challenge modes in there, then great. That's awesome. But Quantum TV, you said in the God of War when you was testing out the TV.
See, he's a fucking little bitch. Oh, excuse me.
Outfit, maybe the OG skins to be like a pre-order bonus.
I'll keep
But
on
to
watching
see this,
Cindy.
like, kind of like it's a colored
Excuse me.
version of an armor piece that is literally already in the game, and it just doesn't really feel very unique or exclusive. It kind of removes any real desire to have pre-ordered in the first place. So the pre-order bonus is definitely a little weak in my opinion there. The install size for God of War is basically 84 gigs if you're on PlayStation 5 and well over 100 if you're on PS4. Now, this is again in line with what we've
I'm trying to be
so
objective
don't really
here.
be too critical here. Games are just going to be really large, so you're going to have to invest in storage. Though I will say it is annoying to see that the game is this big and the graphical improvements aren't really kind of in line with the game of this size.
You can do 4K with your 60 frames per second like he wanted.
More on that later. Taking to the main menu, you can kind of see a couple different things. I mean, you have
Excuse me.
typical
If you want better frame rates, you can do it at 30.
options, but there's nothing really unique, right? And I think this is where these story games kind of for a lot of
smoother.
people, where we heard a lot of the negativity come
30.
from, kind of play into part, because typically when you have a game that's story driven, the only thing that matters in a story game after the story is beaten is its replayability, the replay value. This game, like many other story games, have very little replay value because it's just
That's especially true for casual gamers like myself, honestly. It's also one of the reasons Elden Ring kind of fell in the charts fairly quickly. Well, actually, not fairly quickly, but fairly steeply. It's because once the casuals finish the story, that's pretty much it.
doesn't really do a whole lot to change that. It would have been nice to see, for example,
On to the next
challenge
game.
mode of some sort included in the game as a separate option in the main menu, to where when you click on it, like
Have your cake, eat it too. Yeah.
games, there's
Yeah. I got people like you in the Genshin community. You're not very welcome.
challenges that really put your gear and your skills that you spent getting up to the test, and it just doesn't happen that way. Another problem is, even though that game doesn't have some sort of replayability through challenge modes or other unique custom modes that we would have loved to see, it just does not have that.
You know, some of these guys who just want the game to be the same. Every game to be the same. No difference. No nicheness.
Replayability because it doesn't have chapters. I don't know how many games that are story driven they like to make where it's just a one playthrough and then you restart all over again. I think that kind of defeats the purpose, especially in a game plus mode, for example. I feel like, so you're already acknowledging I beat the game, I've already got all my stats, I've already got all my gear. Let me pick what chapter and what part of the game I want to play. The only way to do this is to have a pre-existing game save onto your drive and then play from that point, but that's kind of pointless because you're not always going to have a bunch of game saves, so I think that's really annoying.
That is just mentioning pointless shit to any casual viewer.
This next piece, I took
You
a
can see that
lot
the casuals tuning his ass out.
of Heat 4, and I really don't care because I still feel the same way. The pacing of the story is too slow. Simply put, they spend too many hours on screen talking, to the point where a lot of people have called this a cutscene.
You're getting information about the characters. Like if you're playing through the game and you're story based, you're listening to all that dialogue. You're enjoying it thoroughly. You're getting more information to add to the story, as if it was a big puzzle and you got these little puzzle pieces along the way that you're listening to.
Simulator. It didn't really feel like you were being dropped into this action game. It felt a lot like it was a very slow opening of a
Cinematic. No, dude.
and not a very good one.
Damn,
and it's to
War.
the point where the pacing of the story has a very roller coaster vibe. It goes up, down. You don't really know, like,
Who's paying him? Quantum, who's paying you? Who's paying you to say this?
what's happening.
no one's paying me to say anything. Bullshit.
until they get to certain parts of the story and you go, okay, that's what you're referencing here. It's just, I don't know. I didn't like the writing personally. I thought it had a lot of room for improvement until the latter half of the game. Now, once you get to about midway
So you're complaining the start of the game. Now you're complaining about the latter of the game.
through the game, it's pretty engaging and
I'm still okay. So I guess the middle was fine.
action scenes are a lot more. So the cutscenes are a lot more forgivable. But in that opening scene, you know, the boy with his wolf, you know, he's crying over the wolves, but then he has to fight a wolf, and it's just all this stupid contradictory stuff that I just from a writing perspective did not appreciate. Again, that's to each their own, but that's my take on that.
Social justice simp.
More unforgivingly, though, I think is the way that the story.
No difference than you see a classic movie of a character that's stuck in the wilderness, and they got like their pet dog or something like that, not necessarily a fucking wolf, you know, and you know there's wild animals around them that defend themselves for survival. There's no, like, what kind of fucking all fucking vegan world does he fucking live in, dude?
Story kind of doesn't have.
It's like you know, what choice do you have to survive? And you talk, what the fuck? He has no singular point at all. He's everywhere. Not only does he make no sense, there's no sense to the senses.
Upon theme. What I mean is like, okay, so in the last game he was a dad. We all know that he's trying to build his son up and all that stuff. And now they're trying to establish the opening story again.
I mean, he's trying to teach his son how to not just protect himself, but, you know, to have a better life than Kratos did. Than he did.
A dad. We already know that, so don't spend the first half of the game establishing the fact that he's a father.
And then this game is really Kratos coming to terms with, you know, Atreus is ready. And that and the end sums it up that he is ready. And Atreus goes on and will go on or continue his own adventure. There's like a whole line, there are many lines of growth here between God of War and then Ragnarok, where that started. Atreus, extremely young, immature, naive. Kratos is trying to, you know, pass upon his teachings. He doesn't want Atreus, for example, to kill gods because of the repercussions that he faced. Because there are consequences for killing a god. That's just one of many examples. And then Atreus, not ready to take a teaching like that, ends up killing a god later on. But, yeah.
The whole game plays on the theme that he's a father, hence the name of this review, Dad of War. Even to the
He's a father, he's a teacher.
Final boss, it's all about your children
and a respected man. Kratos has become a respected man.
Dad.
And in the end, he ascends beyond what God of War to become a peaceful god.
Did we really need a Kratos like that? I don't think we did.
Yeah, he just wants Kratos to button mash. Okay, which is fine. God of War, you look on, it's a great game. It's got the same meta score as Ragnarok and or. Great game. That's fine. But if you take the story into context, that is Kratos when he's younger and he's making a lot of mistakes. But by all means, talk about the button mashing.
Again, personal opinion.
No story, just kill, kill, kill.
Again, I really can't stand the pacing of it, though. Now, the art style of this game can be...
He's reviewing it, so he's, like, paid to do these reviews, so I have to, like, I have to be very objective here.
Be characterized as one...
Because he really is paid to say this shit.
A little lazy.
3 hours ago, only 1K.
It just loses a lot of the high next-gen aspects that we were expecting. And to the point where you're in performance mode. There is no good reason why you can't be in performance mode at, say, 1440, 60 FPS with maxed out textures and resolution. It doesn't happen.
So you don't want 4K, huh?
Now, I, again, similarly receive flack from players that love the game and apologize all of its flaws away, but I'm not one of those people. For me, I really would have liked them to implement some form of a high-resolution mode that has really tack-sharp visuals. Now, of course, you can always go into performance mode, but that runs at 30 FPS, and that is a joke on next-gen consoles.
Well, apparently it runs at 60. She could run at 32.
So there's no point in using
He just
it
didn't like the 60.
if you're like me and you bought a PS5 for high frame rates, which
I mean, the technicalities there are there. It's how you take that. But he did notice he didn't say PC. You can't take this man serious. If you're buying a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series, you're buying it because it's budget. If you're buying it because it is a high graphics budget console, that's a little bit easier to swallow, but still, I would spit the pill out. I would not swallow that because you get a fucking PC.
kind of goes into the next thing. The higher the frame rates, the worse.
Whatever your taste is, put a 3090 Ti in that baby and just
The visuals get. That's just how the game plays. And I think for me, when you combine that in with the dated mechanics, it gets to be really lazy because it runs exactly like the last game from the way you move, you swing your axe, you like.
Those gameplay differences.
It's a copy and paste. I would have really loved to see some more of the fluid gameplay come back.
We know he's a bigot. Oh, fuck it. Well, I'm continuing
That we
on.
saw in the older games. I loved how the Chaos Blades, or the Blades of Chaos, were just more swingy than they were in the older games, a lot faster than they are here, where it feels a little bit more sticky, especially when you hold the right bumper to pull off that combo. It never really feels smooth. It feels very clunky the way he pulls off that combo when you hold the right bumper.
It don't look
Now,
clunky.
generally, when you're swinging the blades around, you can have a good time, and they feel okay. They feel responsive enough.
Well,
but
what
it
the
doesn't
hell are you
feel quite
saying,
as
dude?
Good, in my opinion, as it did on the older games. And I think building upon that and building, like, let's say, actual combos would have been really cool. So now there's a challenge to pull off this new combo. Not necessarily
Nice,
making it like a
right
fighting
there.
game, but giving those more advanced players options to move in the direction of more advanced gameplay versus what
I
feels
firmly believe that the footage of God of War Ragnarok is a lot more interesting and entertaining than Quantum reviewing it.
kind of just a copy and paste of the last game. New players, though, will be happy to know that this game is really easy to pick up. It's not terribly difficult. If you click Give Me a
It's easy to pick up, slow, but you just said the story is slow in the beginning.
story, they'll give you a story. The only downside that I find is, like, early on in the game, they don't really give you a waypoint. So, like, in the opening scene where you're, like, at the house, I did spend a little bit of time running around, and I got a couple of locations wrong as to where I could go. But the game isn't so challenging or so vast that you can't figure out where you need to go if you get turned around. I do wish there was always a waypoint for people who wanted one. But again, for the exploration types...
You mean a waypoint for you? Man. Waypoint for you.
It gives you a little bit of that in the opening. Not so much towards the end of the game where things are a little bit more linear, but again, it's there. Now, you'll also be proud to know that despite people being really angry about Angrboda being a black girl, there are no politics in this game. So for people who are trying to...
The game, I don't care what the race is in it. I mean, to an extent, I mean, Thor's a ginger. You know, you can't fuck that up, right?
the game and say it was just politics and all that stuff. It's really not. It's a fun game that I didn't run into anything like that. So that part, I can completely say when I've heard people saying that, it's just wrong because she did a great job, by the way. Angrboda, the person that played her, did fantastic. I couldn't tell you how immersive it was when that character was in the screen.
Shit.
And the graphical
Shit.
improvements aren't drive.
I was just thinking right there. It was like black on black niceness.
Like me, and you bought a PS5 for high frame. Chaos Blades would be to know that this game is really easy to pick up. It's not could go, but the game is. You'll also be proud to know that despite people being really angry about thing like that. So that part, I can completely say when I've heard people saying that, it's just wrong because she did a great job, by the way. Angrboda, the person that played her, did fantastic. I couldn't.
Why would people be
tell
shitting
how
on her? I don't
immersive it was when
understand.
that character was in the screen talking to Loki and doing all that stuff, that was a really immersive part of the story. And I think especially...
Let's don't forget Mr. Copy and Paste, that half of the game is Atreus' gameplay. Copy and paste.
You'll appreciate it the more the story progresses, and then the more you see how things play out without giving too many spoilers on what her role is. So that I thought was really cool. Now I think we have to look at it realistically and say, like, how often are we going to play this game? That kind of determines if a game is worth anything in my book. And I think this is a good game. It's honestly, frankly, probably the best game of 2022 so far. Now that's not a compliment, because we haven't had really good games this year. We just haven't. But this is absolutely the game of the year this year. Despite what some people think about Elden Ring, this one takes the cake because it just does a lot to engage you enough, even though the opening is slow, that once you get the story going and you get into the game, it is fun and you have a lot of time and you're on, like, almost like an interest trip. Like, hey, like, I want to know what comes next. Like, you're kind of like waiting for the next little bit as it comes. And it's a fun experience that almost anyone of any walk of life can pick up and enjoy. And I think for video games, that's so important. Now, again, realistically, how often would you play it? That's where we have a little bit of a problem, because they don't have chapters, so you can pick your favorite parts of the story to say, you know what, I like this chapter because all the action was in this scene. If they would have done that like we see in some Tomb Raider games or even some other games, I think that...
A game like Ragnarok, you can go back to it, you can reminisce. That's something a lot of SI users are probably going to do. A lot of FI users, honestly. Rest of us go on. Our hearts will go on. When you look at a game like, or a series like God of War, the cinematics, the story, it's a lot of visual stuff that you'll probably refresh on, like, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. So that's where its longevity lies. Is because the story was so memorable. That's what people will be going back to. The majority, the heavy casuals, I mean in terms of number. And the hardcores will be brought back for, you know, because they want to play through it again, the same game again.
would be more ideal than
But it's a visual spectacle.
the format that we have now. Or I think it was like Uncharted, actually. I just stick with PlayStation. Uncharted lets you pick chapters, and this really doesn't. My point being is, like, chapters aren't hard to implement. They need to work on that with these storytelling type
No, they don't.
games, so we can pick what we want. Outside of that,
If the studio wants, they could make a God of War game that's more visually novel based. No, Quantum. No.
though, it
That's
was
how
a
you
really
fuck shit up, dude.
fun experience, and even though it was slow in the beginning and I had a terrible time, bored out of my mind, once I gave it a little bit more time, again, coming back to it, because I'll be honest, I had to pause and come back to it, but once I came back to it, I really did have a blast.
Don't mistake the paycheck for you just manually deciding to come back. Don't mistake it for absolutely not doing it for the purposes of filling in your wallet. Come on. Come on. Come on.
And it was a lot of fun. The puzzles are engaging. They challenge you enough, but not too much, which I can appreciate about puzzles not being too difficult, but just challenging enough. All in all, I would say this game is a solid.
Weren't you complaining earlier about the difficulty too? You wanted a harder difficulty mode, but you're glad the puzzles were easy enough.
Solid 8 out of 10. It is a really good game, and I think a lot of people.
Gee, that's a really high score from you. What'd you give Elden Ring?
People will like it.
5?
Again, there's no such thing, I think, in my opinion, as like a perfect score, and it would have been a 9 if it would have had chapters and wouldn't have been a copy.
What?
And pace combat-wise as the last game.
What?
So just to kind of go into why it got the rating it did. But again, be that as it may, this is just my take, but I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Until the next video.
I had to take in that #1 brand of honesty there. His dialogues, they flip back and forth so damn much, it's hard to really achieve that genuineness. So he's going to attract all the SI-FI folks that love the original God of War series with its goriness, its action-orientedness. Less story, more blood, more gore, more button mashing. And these are going to be the people in his comments. Let's see. Wait, so that's not very much, actually, from an hour. 3 hours ago, only 1K. Where's the rest of your subscribers? Like the game, too good to hear your thoughts. Too good to hear your thoughts. I don't like being able to skip through the cinematics. Oh, you don't like not being able to skip through this? What the fuck? Go play the original God of War. I wonder how you'll do in Midgard. Okay. Okay. Missed the past-based God of War 3 and DDD's Dante's Infernal style. They should have stuck with that kind of open world aspect. There was no open world in the original God of War. God of War 3 was my favorite and far better than Ragnarok and Ascension in my opinion. Either way, God of War 3, recent God of War Ragnarok, they all pretty much hold the same score on Metacritic, which is what, 94? All these games are good. Different gameplay styles. They don't have to revisit the past if they don't need to. When there's already games, God of War and God of War 3 are already, you can replay those. You can play those games. Don't need a new variant of those. They're there. And then God of War and God of War Ragnarok are the recents. They're different styles and still succeeding. So there doesn't necessarily need to be a rehash when it's already there in the past. Is he still going?
Aside.
Me, I'm on my computer.
Oh, okay, cool. Give me a sec. I'll go to the. Okay. Yeah. So, is your volume up on your
Okay.
Yeah, try that. I can hear you. I can definitely hear you.
Okay, it shows your. Okay, maybe it's me.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. You're going through my headset right now. Like I can hear you perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, see right there. That's my problem right there.
What's up?
Excuse me. He's gotten 8 minutes into
Just leave my
Quantum.
channel, and you can talk to me through here because I could just replay it on Discord.
That's right. Yeah, you
Because
can just
I don't
live
know
stream
nothing
through
about God of
Discord.
War. I'm trying to defend it as much as possible.
Okay, okay, I can hear you now. Finally.
Okay.
It was actually on my end for the record.
Okay.
Because what happened is I disconnected my microphone, and my microphone, like, Discord reset everything back to default.
They do that
Okay.
shit. I hate it when they do that.
I'm so sorry about that, man.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know nothing about God of War at all, so that's why
Okay,
I'm like.
so what was he talking about? Like how this game's about
Kratos being a dad.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, that's going to be the theme of both games, because guess what? He's a dad, and he didn't really raise his previous family.
Oh, this is a brand new family.
Yeah, this is a new family. His previous family, remember, in the original God of War games, he killed. And that was kind of, that's why he went on his quest for revenge against Ares and everything.
Oh, okay.
This one's a different family, and he's much more hesitant to do anything as far as war goes. Throughout the entire game, no spoilers, obviously, but he's very hesitant to do anything that will result in a god's death. just because he knows now what that will do.
Okay. Okay.
So, and of course, the themes could be about being dadhood. The whole story is about Atreus learning to be his own man.
Gotcha. Oh, somebody said DTM said I hate when Discord resets.
Same.
Yeah. So I'm guessing like now, like I said, I'm a noob, and like I said, I'm defending this game as much as possible because his take is bad.
Well, you called the right god, boy.
Yeah. So I'm guessing like this. So he Kratos is a father teacher, and he had ascended to God of peace. Okay, did not know that, but I'm guessing like Kratos is after losing his family, getting the ashes on his body, right?
Yeah, that's why he's so pale. Too.
Yeah. So getting the ashes on his body, he got another family because his wife died, and
He
all
fell
he
in
had.
love with He fell in love with the god. I'm trying to remember her name. It wasn't Freya.
The chick
So,
that he say that's why you died, right?
yeah, the one that died at the very beginning of God of War.
Yeah.
2018.
So she died, but still he got his kid, where he's trying to hold on to his kid and trying to teach him how to be a man.
Yeah, that's God of War 2018.
So
story,
simple
basically.
dad shit.
Yeah, it's about being a father. Quantum, are you not a father? Do you not understand what it means to lose a child or to want to keep your child safe?
Shoot, I don't even have a kid. I have my little sister, and I'll act a
Maybe he was
fool if
adopted.
something happened to my sister.
I was adopted
Are you
partially
fucking someone
on my
has
father's
business
side.
With my little cousins, I will fucking razor blades and lemon juice.
Right,
Listen.
right. That's all it is. All right, let's keep on going with this.
Did we really need a Kratos like that? I don't think we did. Now, again, personal opinion. That's what a review is. But again,
I like how you say personal opinion. Like, dude, your opinion
Yeah,
can
but
still
he's
be
trying
wrong.
to pass off his personal opinion like it's a fact thing.
Right.
Well, I didn't like it, so that means it's bad.
Right.
0 out of 10.
Right. Like Elden Ring.
I really can't stand the pacing of it, though. Now, the art style of this game can be characterized as one thing in my personal book. A little lazy. Because if you really look at it, it just loses a lot of the high next-gen aspects that we
Oh,
were
God.
I tried Sprite Cranberry for the first time. To be honest, it kind of mid. Yeah, Sprite Cranberry. I like Cranberry and I like Sprite. Those two combination does not match.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Cranberry and Sprite
Go to
don't
Apple.
mix.
Go to Apple. Say
Sorry
something about it.
He was talking. He just talked about the art style. I'm like, yeah, the game doesn't look that much graphically because it still has to run on a PS4.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on the PS5. You get those extra details.
Yeah.
You know, the fur that he said that was like, janked together.
Yeah. And you know what? Am I pony torch him yet? Not yet, President Jim Ryan. I was like, whoops, playing you to see these things. Okay, so here's the thing. I did a little research, and I'm going to be honest with you. The PlayStation 5 is pretty much a 2070 in a laptop form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no disrespect to that hardware or no disrespect to the PlayStation at all. But for the Sony ponies to saying like, oh, this is strong as a 2080 Ti or whatever, it's really, really not. Because if that's the case, Sony would have did SAM, which is Smart Access Memory. I have it in my computer, and you will get
My TI is just going insane.
I've always looked at console gaming as budget gaming or entry level gaming. Like,
Agreed.
how do you get a kid interested in video games to begin with?
Agreed.
You get him a console.
Agreed. Great to see you, Hope. Oh, what's up, Julian? Console are supposed to be budget quantum. Yeah, so you're not going to get like the PlayStation 5 is not going to hold up to my PC. There's no doubt about that. But is it going to hold up to like let's say my nephew PC that I built? Of course it's going to hold up to it because my nephew PC is not that powerful. It still will play games, but it's not that powerful. So of course it's going to hold up to my nephew PC that I built him because I built his PC to match with like a PlayStation 5. So
This man's he's just a very low IQ kind of guy.
Oh, nice.
The game didn't do this, it didn't do that, so so that means it's bad. Well, fuck, man. If that was the criteria, then every movie I watch is bad because it didn't have some chick coming out with big old bitties and, you know, they're like, hello there, audience.
Yeah, and all the TVs you review is bad because it doesn't have CRT in it. It's the same logic.
I don't know what
And
CRT
to
is.
the
But...
point where there is no good reason why you can't be in performance mode at, say, 1440, 60 FPS, textures, resolution.
Because the graphic card in the PlayStation 5 cannot do that. It's a 2070.
He gets there.
Yeah, that's like saying, why can't my PS4 run games at 60 frames per second? Because the CPU on that thing's not good.
Yeah.
You're also using it's a hard drive, which is much harder to get a 60 FPS from what I heard.
Actually, it's all
And
about the
solid state.
CPU. It's actually about the CPU. The hard drive does not happen. What it does is the hard drive runs only to run at a certain limit because it's running parts. Now, what hard drive do is you know Poppins, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be hard drive because the hard drive need to keep up with it. So you're going to see a lot of popping with a hard drive because solid state drive is going to be a lot faster than hard drive because there's no moving parts. So that's where.
Well, they're supposed to have
so when
solid
it
state
comes down
drives.
to, frames per second, that's where the CPU comes in. Now, when it comes for the graphical types, that's where the GPU come in. So the GPU it's like this. CPU is about building the house.
Yeah.
The GPU is all about trying to make sure the house looks amazing. And then
Well,
storage,
if you think about it, the
there's two types-
GPU
there's two types of storage.
builds the
There's what they call
house.
random access memory, and there's storage where you load all your games in. Your RAM is one.
It's kinda
that
funny.
keeps up with the speed of building the house.
I mean,
along.
GPU is a
The
chipset too.
storage is the one that's supposed to bring the parts over.
Oh, but someone's told me like this how you should look at a PC
Mm-hmm.
is the motherboard is like the brain, the CPU is like the legs, and the graphics card is the heart.
No, I will say
or
this.
something like that.
I will say this. The brain is going to be the brain is going to be the CPU.
Yeah.
The whole entire electrical thing, like setting energy throughout, like the blood is the power. The blood is the power. The RAM is to help you remember stuff quickly. The storage is to help you remember long term. So it's I could go deep into it, but since we're doing quantum,
Yeah, let's get back to roasting this dumbass.
yeah. But he said something I completely forgot.
No good reason why you can't be in performance mode at, say, 1440, 60
That's the reason I remember.
maxed out textures and resolution.
I remember. See, he don't understand this. He don't understand that you gotta spend money to get everything that you want. $100, you gotta trade performance or graphics. You can't have them both.
Yeah.
You can't have them both.
Unless the developers install me actually.
Right. Tell me I need a 6950 graphics card and a 5950 CPU just run Spider-Man at higher settings. Are you fucking kidding me?
It doesn't
Yeah.
happen here. Now, I, again, similarly receive flack from players that love the game and apologize all of its flaws away, but I'm not one of those people. For me, I would have liked them to implement some form of a high resolution.
I'm terrible. I'm such a fucking smart ass. No one was a.
Then people is going to spend over $1,000 on a PlayStation.
Okay, so I think what he's talking about is a higher refresh rate mode.
Yeah.
Because some of those PlayStation games actually have it. Like I think The Last of Us Part 1 might have had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, performance
that's
mode
something that
apparently.
Developers kind of wait till later to add it. From what I could.
So yo.
So pick which one you want.
Yeah, he's not going to get that because this is what Smart Access Memory.
You know the funny part is that there's both PlayStation and Xbox, they use AMD GPUs. That's why there's no, outside of the cosmetic features, there is nothing different between the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Processor with AMD. Wait, is it 4000 or a selected AMD 3? Hold up, you could do that with 1000, 3000? that's actually pretty cool with a AMD Ryzen. It's supposed to open up all the lanes. So what Sam Smart Access Memory you can get on anything now, but AMD kind of brought it out. What it does is it opened up lanes for the GPU because it's going to open up all the lanes from the CPU and the GPU, so you can get more performance. I think about 13%, sometimes 14%.
What's this? Get 4,000K melt your PSU. Oh, I think he was talking about the new graphics card.
Let me see. Get up. Oh, hell no.
Well, wasn't like the new graphics card, like they just found out like the wiring was getting melted or something?
So the RTX 4090. So with the connection, you gotta have it in a certain way because if it's bent slightly, then it will not deliver that much. It will deliver. It's not going to balance the power, so you get more power in the card where all the pins not seated. That's where you get the melting. And don't get me wrong, when the 3000 series came out and their reference card came out like that, I was like, that's going to be a bad connection. And look where we at now. Yeah, so yeah, it's a bad connection. NVIDIA need to work better. No excuse. I'm not a fanboy when it comes down to that. NVIDIA need to do work. That connection bad. All right, let's keep on going.
Now, of course, you can always go into performance mode, but that runs at 30 FPS, and that is a joke on next-gen consoles. So,
Hey.
me, and you bought a PS5 for high frame rates, which kind of goes into the next.
Ain't no joke, Quantum dipshit.
Performance mode, dumbass!
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm gonna keep it real. I think I got no loyalty to any any business. People think I'm a loyalty to Razer, which I like Razer products, but
Excuse me.
I call it out. I don't care.
Well, that setup of yours kind of says, look who sponsored me.
Hey, look. If they sponsor me, they sponsor me. I don't give a fuck. But I've been
Man, he's totally.
critical about them is their phone. I have the Razer phone too, and that thing, the USB Type C was flawed, and I called it out. Yeah, but Quantum, going to keep it real. These companies lie to you. Not gonna lie. You think because it's marketing, you're literally the person who, if somebody say this is the greatest thing, you will buy it without doing any research.
He thought Nintendo Switch was somehow better than Steam Deck.
Yeah, and look what happened. I made a whole video on that bullshit.
Hey, I still like Nintendo.
Like,
Nintendo, my boys.
Excuse
me.
The 4090 Ti. Oh my gosh, I do not want to see that. Ain't no joke, Quantum. Don't buy the console if you don't want to make compromise. Yeah, 4K on a budget is amazing. Yeah, I could give you that one. You could run 4K on a 10 series actually. I think you could run it on a 9 series. 4K. I think you can. And that's an old card. He totally paid to say this shit. Exactly. But yeah.
I call it as I see it.
$500 console. Well,
Simp. Quantum is a simp. Always gonna be a simp. Forever will be a simp. Quantum is a simp. Get a t-shirt. Quantum is a simp.
My PlayStation's actually set on default. When I enter a game that has 2 different performance, or I guess you say graphics modes, it'll always go to performance because I need that 60 frames. That's why I can't even play through Plague's Tale right now.
Oh, it's like, running at 30 frames?
No,
60.
Dude, Plague's Tale like drops like all the way down to 10.
Down to 10?
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's bad. That's like Pokemon bad.
That's like Pokemon bad.
I love the story of that game, but it's like, god damn it.
No.
Why do you gotta do this to me?
Nah, don't play it until they fix it. I'm dead serious. I don't want you to go through all that. That's bad. That's bad.
Back to the PS4. That's the life I want to forget.
Thing. The higher the frame rates, the worse the visuals get. That's just how the
No
game
shit.
plays. And I think for me, when you combine that in with the dated mechanics, it gets to be really lazy because it runs exactly like the last game from the way you move, you swing your axe. Like, it's copy. I would have really loved to see.
What the fuck did I listen to? Dude, people.
It's a sequel. to the previous game. Yes, they're going to copy. They're going to copy the same gameplay, but later on in the game, they add more to it. They fix a lot of also.
Was it,
I had with it, the God of War 2018. Where like, I don't know if you play God of War 2018, but like you have to put enchantments on your weapon. Now it's just you put enchantments on this one amulet and that's it.
Oh damn,
Instead
that sounds
every
bad.
piece of armor.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
That sounds bad.
But yes, of course the game's gonna be similar because it's a sequel. Any good sequel just takes what the original did and expands upon it.
Yeah, yeah. So here's the thing: I'm gonna expect the same
Excuse me.
from the first one because, like you say, it's a sequel. I'm not expecting like different animation unless they want to put it in there, then that's fine. But
well, because also it's just a
in there with
budget thing.
Yeah.
Game developer. I heard like Corey Barlog even talk about it. He was there. People were like giving him shit because, oh, you guys are using the same boat animations because this was like one of the trailers for God of War Ragnarok came out, and he's like, well, yeah. Why would we change the boat animations when we got something perfectly fine?
yo,
It's
I'm
like-
not. Yo, I got you. It's like you're not going to change anything different, you know, because it's a sequel. I expect it to have
Excuse
the
me.
same experience. I don't want stuff to change if it's going to be the sequel to the game or the story, you know.
Yeah.
Like PC
Well,
building simulator.
Well, dude, it's like you gotta just. I hate this mindset that some of these freaking people have. That a sequel always has to change things up. No, a sequel just changes enough where it's like, okay, yes, it's similar, but it's more fun to work with.
Right.
Majora's Mask, thank you.
Right.
Explode.
Yeah. And which called President Jim Biden said, I want to call my boy Rome Rush and throw him in with Quantum.
Oh God, President Jim. We don't need that. We don't need that nuclear weaponized.
Yo, but yeah, like PC building simulator, right? Like I played PC building simulator all day, right?
I didn't
It's one
realize
of
that
my
there was a
favorite
game
games
for
of all
PC
time.
building simulation.
Still not 10, don't get me wrong. I think
I'll have to
it-
pop in a
PC building
4090 Ti
simulator
and melt
2
my PSU.
is just the same as PC building simulator. So that's to me is telling me it's a sequel and nothing changed. I just had, except for the thermal paste. I love doing that.
Well, it's also just the fact of this is a story-driven game. They already have made a first game in the series. Why are you gonna go back and redo everything? It's like
Exactly.
that takes so much time.
It does. King Thrash versus Quantum TV debate. No, thank you. I'm still waiting for the debate on him.
Dude, I can tell you who's gonna win that debate, Rome Rush, because he'll just keep saying the N word so much that
Quantum will feel
Quantum
offended.
TV will quit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna have to check out some Rome.
Simpleton TV.
Some more of the fluid gameplay come back that we saw in the older games. I love how the Chaos Blades of Chaos.
Okay, oh, at least he got that right. So
At least he
not
got
gonna
that
lie, I don't
right.
think that game was running at 60 frames a second.
Oh. Oh. Nice.
I'm not gonna slow it down, but watch it one more time.
Copy and paste. I would have really loved to see some more of the fluid gameplay come back that we
It just
saw
looks
in the
choppy.
older games. I love how the Chaos.
Like, don't get me wrong,
That could also be his capture card or something.
he
Who
don't own a
knows?
capture card.
Oh, that's right, because he's the guy like DSP where he puts the camera in front of the TV and says, "Good enough."
Exactly. Remember that he don't have a capture card, and to look at that again, he either got that off of somebody else.
I would
No
have
capture
loved to
card.
see some more of the fluid gameplay come back.
Yeah, that's getting there at 30. I could tell by looking.
Yeah, that's 30. So he can't tell frame rate, which is not bad. They probably put in motion blur. That's why it looked a little bit fast. Like I said, motion blur, if you're at 30 frames a second or lower, put motion blur in and it look a lot smoother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can't tell if somebody captured this with their capture card and he took it offline or exactly no capture card, or he recorded his gameplay. It looked too smooth. He probably got it offline. He probably got it offline.
Back that we saw in the older games.
Yeah.
I loved how the Chaos Blades of
Doesn't look bad, though.
were just more swingy than they were in in the older games a lot faster than they are here, where it feels a little bit more.
He's nuts. He's
What are you
nuts.
talking about? That thing looked way better than the other one. I mean, he's not going, but
Quantum
he's
is
not going to
nuts.
do the same moves because, AKA, Father Time came by knocking his door, say, "Hey, you know you're old, right?"
Hey, just so you know, buddy, you're old now.
Exactly.
What's this guy gonna say? Dude, that's actually one thing I never liked about the original God of War games, because he just goes around swinging that damn blade like he's fucking ADHD. I wanna kill shit!
Right. Right. Nah, he's just older, so he can't do the same mode. Yeah, he is nuts.
Plus, this is supposed to be a more precision kind of combat instead of, some combos and shit like that.
Right. And I'm not gonna lie, when I went back outside to play basketball, my knees was hurting, so I couldn't do it.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
Father Time's catching up with us.
Yeah, 36. Oh my gosh. And I look younger than Quantum.
Well, I'm 31.
I think Quantum 30.
Oh, I'm on it. I just need to throw a Leviathan axe at him. Boy, come back.
Hold the right bumper to pull off that combo. It never really feels smooth. It feels
Wait, did he just say right bumper?
Yeah.
You have to push R1 for light combos or light attacks and R2 for heavy attacks.
Yeah, but where did PlayStation use bumpers? On
Well, I think he's
Xbox,
talking about the triggers.
on
So he means the triggers, then okay. He's got.
right bumper, right trigger.
Well, the man is stupid as hell. Remember, he'll tell you, "Oh, I don't care about your opinion," but then takes down everyone's video who talks about it.
Right. No capture card, more swinging. Quantum is nuts. Exactly. Activity button, mash now. He does mash. 34 here. Oh yeah, you're old.
Why do I feel like Quantum TV is one of those people who would complain about the puzzles in this game? This is too hard.
Oh man.
Slow down for a second. Try to use your brain for a minute.
Yeah, that's one thing I did hear from a lot of people saying the puzzles are too easy, and they tell you like 10 seconds.
That's one complaint of mine I actually did have. I was like, oh my god, why do you have to keep holding my hand on this?
Yeah, like
because you're IGN reviewer. That's why.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie. When I did play Spider-Man on the PC, they didn't do that, so I was kind of happy about that. Make me finish the puzzle when I want to. Also, the main 3 God of War gameplay similar to each other.
Bitch.
So you're right.
That's true.
So let me look at it real quick. Let me make myself bigger. There we go. So Quantum, quick question. Why are you complaining about the gameplay being similar if God of War 1, 2, and 3 was similar too?
Yeah, why Quantum? It's because Kratos is now a daddy. Oh wait, he was a daddy in the first game.
Exactly.
He just killed his parent. He just killed his kid though. That's all.
Exactly. He said there need to be a challenge mode, but they're starting the puzzle and
I forgot to type all that shit.
for new players. Okay, fair. I can see that.
There's literally an entire challenge planet. There's an entire challenge realm, the fire realm, where it's like all you do is challenges, and you put that on the harder difficulties.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Bumper to pull off that combo. It never really feels smooth. It feels very clunky the way he pulls off that combo when you hold the right.
Are you
bumper.
serious?
Now, generally, when you
look
move the
clean.
blades around, you can have a good time, and they feel okay. They
Yeah.
feel enough, but it never really feels quite as good, in my opinion, as it did on the older games. And I think building upon that and building, like, let's say, actual combos would have been really cool. So now there's a challenge to pull off this new combo.
Aren't you doing combos right there?
Yes, you are. And there's all this gameplay. All I see him using is the Blades of Chaos. Dumbass, you know you have more other weapon, right? You could use the Blades of Chaos, this heavy runic attack, then switch to the axe, throw the axe, call it back, call the axe back, switch to the blades. You could do so many combos in this game.
So
yes, they're not.
So you can
combos,
switch
yeah,
weapons while you going into make combos.
Yeah, but it's just,
That sounds dope.
there's like no
Yeah,
tentacle
man.
spoiler here, but there's a third weapon that gets added to the game that really changes up a lot of the combat.
Fair. And I don't want people to spoil games because even though we ain't in this live, and I really don't give a fuck. There's gonna be a lot of people watching this, so I don't want to spoil anything.
No, I don't want to ruin it for anyone because I actually said this in my review. I think this is better than The Last of Us Part 2. If anyone knows anything about me, that's the highest praise I can give a game.
Yeah. I get that. When you said that, I was like, oh shit, really?
Yeah.
But I saw that one video where he saw that one cutscene. He's like, "This is game of the year, all from a cutscene."
What was it like like the Star Hero sitting there calling, "Oh, this game's trash already." Like, dude, you're not even an hour in. Come on.
Yeah, and like I said, I never played the game, but I'm not going to trash the game. I'm just going off of taking people trash takes.
Not necessarily making a fighting game, but giving those more advanced players.
It never
options
said it
to
was a fighting
move
game.
In the direction of more advanced gameplay versus
Excuse me.
supposed to be kind of just a copy and paste of the last game. New players, though, will be happy to know that this game is really easy to pick up. It's not terribly
Fucker.
difficult if you.
No shit when you playing it on the basic easy mode.
Yes, he's playing it on easy.
Oh, that's right. He does play on easy mode, huh?
Harder difficulties. You're sweating a lot. Shoot, like
Jeez.
even like the Berserker final boss is super hard. I put a little bit of a cheat code here. What I do is when I do like the super hard bosses, and I've died at least 5 times. Then I switch to the easier difficulty.
Right.
Even on the easier difficulty, that final optional boss will wreck your shit. It almost like it's punishing you.
Right.
You think, okay, you're just gonna breeze through it. Nope. This guy is like the Queen Valkyrie. He is not screwing around.
Right. It's like I don't. Is he easier than Milena in Elden Ring?
I haven't played Elden Ring.
Oh,
to be
damn.
fair.
Damn. Shit. When you get your PC, I'll send you Elden Ring.
Excuse me.
That's actually one of the games on my PlayStation, so on my wish list.
Oh, really? Nah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yo, game fun. But I'm about to do a live stream on it by eating hot sauce when I die.
Hell yeah.
When I die. So every time I
you
die.
you take a dab of hot sauce.
Oh no, it get hotter.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Click give me a story, they'll give you a story. The only downside that I find is
Didn't you say
early
there's no
on in
story?
the game, they don't really give you a
Did he
waypoint.
just seriously
So like
He just seriously complain about a game giving you a story when you put it on give me a story difficulty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, what are you doing handing me these french fries I ordered? I ordered them an hour ago. Why the hell are you handing them now?
Hey, now sounds like
I feel like I need some alcohol.
Yeah. Hey, now sound like a Goldilocks. Oh, this game is too hard. Oh, this game's too easy. You're not wrong.
It does sound like that. This game's too hard. It's too easy.
Yeah.
It's just right.
Yeah. Also, I love the fact that Cupcake TV died in the Ragnarok video to a QTE in a ball. Did he actually?
Did he seriously die to
Did he lose to an easy boss?
The one I think he'll show in.
No.
It's hard
he,
to say.
Nice with the Julian comment.
Okay. I'm gonna go back right here where he got that oof face.
than they were in the older games, a lot faster than they are here, where it feels a little bit more sticky, especially.
It's not as low though. Well, it's not low. It's like 60%.
Whoa. Clunky the way he pulls off that combo when you hold the right bumper.
Did he not block?
When you're swinging the blades around, you can have a good time.
Well, he isn't playing it easy, so he doesn't have to like do anything really, right?
Locking onto his opponent.
Games, and I think building upon that and building, like, let's say, actual combos would have been really cool. So now there's a challenge to pull off this.
Oh, he killed it.
Not necessarily making
Yeah,
it like
but
a
he
fighting
took.
game, but giving those.
But
more
the thing
advanced
about it
players-
is, how easy is the easy mode where you're taking damage? That much damage.
Well, it doesn't help he's a fucking dumbass. He ain't learning how to use the different variety of weapons.
Okay. He wants selectable characters. How dare you give
Chapters.
me a cheeseburger? I'll order a cheeseburger.
Chapters.
It was
Son of
his
a
second
bitch.
video about Ragnarok.
All right, let's see here. All right.
mental achievement. No, all it is a popularity contest with a big budget. And honestly, I'm quite tempted to make a separate video talking about how absolutely ridiculous all of the categories are. But for now, all you need to know is the most important thing to come out of the Game Awards show is all the salt. Because we all knew that Elden Ring was going to be that game to make PlayStation fanboys come up with some of the most retarded arguments you've ever heard. Even though God of War has over 10 nominations, it's not enough for them. God of War must take every category and leave none behind. Even though you could argue that God of War shouldn't even be in some of these
gotcha.
categories. Hell, I'd argue Elden Ring shouldn't be in some of these categories either. You don't have to have the same lineup of games for all the categories. Do we really have to consider Elden Ring, Stray, and God of War for best of everything? Can't other games that aren't blockbuster hits take up some of these categories? For instance, why is Stray even in the best action/adventure game category? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. They didn't even include Elden Ring in that category either, even though it was arguably one of the heaviest action
They have
adventure
Tunic.
games of the year. The people choosing the nominees and making up the categories are brain dead, and it's reasons like that no gamer should take the Game Awards show serious. But I quickly forget PlayStation fanboys are an entirely different species. Upon hearing the news that Elden Ring was a nominee for Best Narrative of the Year alongside God of War, they lost their goddamn minds and argued that Elden Ring doesn't even have a narrative, and so it shouldn't be considered because it's a disgrace to this award show that they all take super serial. Thoughts on the Game Awards nominations? Biggest surprise? Biggest snub?
Biggest surprise is Elden Ring being nominated for narrative. That was decidedly the one category it had no business being nominated for. Biggest snubs are Xenoblade 3 for narrative in its place and Sonic Frontiers for music.
This is gonna be a common theme of the video. Elden Ring doesn't have a narrative, so therefore it doesn't belong in this category. It's not just the PlayStation fanboys who say it, it's also the Nintendrons. I don't know what it is with the Xenoblade crowd, but if you couldn't get me into Xenoblade 6 years ago, you ain't gonna do it now.
If you like a game, you like the game.
The funny thing is, comments like this often come from the crowd who loves having their narrative spoon-fed to them. There must be a story beat every hour in the game. Otherwise, how else can they be invested? Now, I don't know much about Xenoblade's story, but if even half of it is as good as Morgoth's story alone in Elden Ring, which is just a fraction of everything told, then I'll take your word for it. Yeah, maybe Xenoblade does belong here, but that most certainly doesn't mean Elden Ring doesn't belong here either. What, is it just because you have to read? I'm pretty
I mean, I'm not a big Elden guy, but, you know, it has a lore and a mythos that is appealing. So I like that kind of stuff. That's why I like the whole God of War franchise.
sure you gotta read a shit ton for
Big Legend of Zelda fan for that reason too. The lore.
RPGs, so don't give me that. A narrative is a spoken or written account of connected events, a story. You'd have to take more whippets than me in a single day to say Elden Ring doesn't meet all of that criteria.
How did Elden Ring get a best narrative nom? LMAO. No one knows what the fuck is going on.
So I don't really get into the console, like these console wars. Like I don't understand what this fight is between, you know, Elden Ring and God of War to the extent of the of console warring. I don't understand that. You know, could be that I have two PCs running at the same time, and that's not even counting my tablet, my phone, all kinds of other shit.
Well, I'd hate to be that guy,
Maybe I'm just
but
out of touch when it comes to budget consoles.
that might be a you problem. Because if I was able to play through this game on shrooms, whippets, insanely large quantities,
Not to mention I'd be no simp for Sony, nor would I be a simp for Microsoft. I mean, I have Windows. That's enough. That's enough.
cannabis and alcohol and other substances I shouldn't say on YouTube, then what's your excuse? Are you gonna go off at Jim Sterling and blame your ADHD? Well, I have that too. So that don't work with me. There's always two types of gamers, the ones that want everything spoon-fed to them and the ones who like a challenge. And it would seem these days it's far too much
Spoon-fed. Hey, don't forget the casuals. You know, that enjoy the process. Come on, come on.
task of gamers to pay attention. From the very beginning of the game, you're told what you have to do and what's going on. And by the end of it, you should have a better understanding. And if you want to continue knowing more, it requires you to do a few playthroughs, because not every aspect of a story has to be told to you through one playthrough. And what's more is Elden Ring actually gives you information on the smallest details about the entire world itself. It does it through text, it does it visually through the landscapes you see, and it does it in cutscenes as well. If you don't know what's happening by the time you're near the end of the game, then you simply have not been paying any attention whatsoever. It also means you haven't been engaging in the game's world, because that's crucial to the game's story. If you haven't been talking to NPCs, if you haven't been doing—
I'm kind of wondering if Frit, like, he's very pro Elden Ring, and I know Elden Ring is good and everything, but when a studio puts forth a sequel that's just as good, if not better, than the original game in its line, I think that studio, that game deserves to be rewarded for the hard work and effort, because there's so many sequels that go to shit. They have their Dark Souls too, you know, but so I think God of War, in terms of a game of year, is like a setting. It's like a reward for hard work, not just some copy paste bullshit. Like, studios that really work hard on their games, and you know, they don't rush things, they refine the product, you know, deserve to be rewarded in that regard. It would be the same would be Bloodborne's 2, you know. See how Bloodborne's 2, because that's going to be the next game. Is Bloodborne 2 going to be of the same vice as Elden Ring? Or are they going to shit the bed? Or are they going to ascend to heaven? Who cares? That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
side quests. If you haven't been reading things, you'll miss out on info, just like other video games have before it. I don't understand why Elden
Of course,
Ring—
but then again, I'm a big hard work ethic type of guy, and that's my mindset, is to reward hard work.
gets the criticism of not spoon-feeding its story to the player enough. The truth is, Elden Ring's story is far too big and ambitious to be condensed down into something palatable for people like this.
Elden Ring has literally nothing. No story. Gameplay not to the mark. Dark shit. But God of War has great story. It's a phenomenal—
Elden Ring has its own mythos. It has its own thing. Like, and that's big. Any game that's got its own mythos is big. So, it could be just as big, if not close to the God of War series. Just as big.
franchise and smoother gameplay. So probably God of War Ragnarok wins.
Oh yeah, you know, Elden Ring is so devoid of a story that they put text there for you to read. Yeah,
See, I don't understand the selected fanboy commenters. Where are the real fans? Not these simps. I want to know what the pro God of War fans are saying. The good ones that aren't toxic or stupid. That's what I kind of want to know.
story to be seen anywhere. Yeah, the cryptic dialogue from all the NPCs means absolutely nothing. Those cutscenes were just put there for no reason whatsoever. The opening cinematic, yeah, it wasn't telling a story. It was all just, dark shit, apparently.
That's what this is, you know. Satanic black magic. Sick shit.
We need more light-hearted, upbeat things like God of War.
Elden Ring was an amazing game, but had no narrative worth mentioning or emotional investment to make it memorable. That's why God of War Ragnarok will be the game of the year.
No, you know, Elden Ring's story is just so forgettable. That's why there's dozens—
I like how the game of the year is like just down to 2 games. And that'd be kind of funny if another game got the nod instead. But anyway.
who are still unraveling the story as we speak, raking in millions of views from millions of people who have totally forgotten this game. The Outer Gods, the Golden Order, the Erd Tree, the Shattering of the Elden Ring. Yeah, there's nothing memorable about any of that. Oh yeah, you know, this game is gonna leave gamers' minds, just like Dark Souls did, right? That's totally why there's more content talking about God of War's story than Elden Ring, right? It's just too forgettable of a game. The genius storytelling behind each of Elden Ring's memorable bosses is totally going to leave gamers' minds forever. While Atreus
That was 2 days ago. It'd all be biased in a way, anyway. Oh, anyway.
God of War.
Elden Ring was an amazing game, but had no narrative worth mentioning or emotional investment to make it memorable. That's why God of War Ragnarok will be the
Boss things Elden Ring can provide. You're quick to forget the supply of salt that comes with it. I can't think of a single other game in my lifetime that's pissed off so many people for being so good. I mean, when the best argument people have is that God of War can provide them feelings and they can't elaborate any further, kind of already lets me know the type of crowd that hates Elden Ring. And let's face it, it's stupid people. For them, video games are supposed to be easy to digest experiences that anyone can get into. If you don't take control away from the player in the first 5 minutes of the
I like
opening
that. That's
sequence,
from
you failed as a
RC32.
game developer,
I love
guess.
both
If
games,
the
and I think
story
both have
isn't
their
easy to
unique
understand,
merits
then
to
it may
them.
as well not
Whatever
exist.
happens
That's
later
the
in this year, I will
mentality
still
these
continue to
idiots
enjoy both
have.
games.
The entire story must
Those are
be
just my thoughts, though.
cinematically
The
told
person
to
says,
them,
I like that.
otherwise they will have no clue it actually exists.
world building is lore, not narrative. Elden Ring has incredible lore, but little to no actual narrative.
My god, just because Elden Ring chooses to deliver its narrative differently in an unorthodox way doesn't mean it doesn't have one. Elden Ring has all the components of an...
You know, I think one of the big things behind Elden Ring is, so the hardcore fans will always be hardcore. They will love the games no matter what, generally speaking. Maybe not Dark Souls 2 very much, I don't know. But once the game connected with casuals, and that spiked it up. And that is a major reason for its success, is the casuals latched on to it. It was something new to them. It just hit. It was one of those phenomena. It's been around. Like, it became open world, okay, to the extent that it did, and it connected with casuals through good storytelling, I guess narrative in that regard. The gameplay was more accessible, I guess, it would seem. So it popped off in that regard. That is a big reason why it was successful. Do we know if it's because... if it's the same reason why the hardcores love the game, because of its difficulty and stuff like that? And there's more to it than that. There's still the lore in that regard. We'd have to... I'm just curious with Bloodborne 2. That's going to tell me. That's going to kind of tell me. Because if Bloodborne 2 has the same popularity, whether it's a good or bad game, because all these mythos, they all it's all still there. I'm going to be very curious of that. If it's as successful as Elden Ring, that's going to tell me that the games in general, they really are not just said to, they are good, you know. There's something that the hardcore fans that have stuck around for the series is, for as long as they have, there's a reason to, what's the word? It legitimizes them, honestly. But Elden Ring popped off and then it popped down really, really low. Like, Elden Ring did not maintain its popularity. The casuals quickly tuned out after they beat the game. If it's like a one thing like that, if it happens again, we're really entertaining the story and the mythos. Like, people love the lore and stuff. And it's going to be less about the game mechanic, the game mechanics itself that the hardcorers love very much. I shouldn't just said the difficulty, but the mechanics behind the game. I'm not someone who plays, the Dark Souls very much, and/or I'm the type of guy that'll kind of watch. I'll watch playthroughs. Maybe people either not necessarily speed run it, but people play through so I can get an idea of the story and check it out. Like Elden Ring, I watched most of the story stuff. Really, is what really appealed to me.
narrative, but it's not fed to you like every other third-person action.
So it's like fit. I'm like the game's success is it's a casual success. That doesn't mean it's like a game of the year candidate or a guarantee.
An adventure game. If From Software chose to do the Santa Monica formula, you would not have the same game. Hell, I'd argue you'd have a worse game, because From Software would then lose a huge aspect to what makes people fall in love with their narratives in the first place.
Based on the replies, seems like narrative is like a joke. If you have to explain it, then it's probably not very good.
Seriously? Low IQ person.
At this point, you
We get it. Patch soon. I want to know more about the patch. Like, what are they going to change? Or fix, I should say. How to spawn any mass breakout. I don't really care much for that. Huge drama in Smash community. I don't know what that's about. We are canceling all Smash events. He could be broken. Probably. He's got such a change in his mechanics compared to other characters that how would he? It's either gonna break the game in a good or bad way. Excuse me. I don't think there would be like an in-between. I really don't think so. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom. Pop off some music in between.
Scars in my soul, in my soul. Love is furious and fast. Life is furious and fast. I'll die with the demons in my past, in my past. But I'll reap what I sow. But I'll let you go. This road's gonna take us all. This road's gonna take us all. But every darkness bears a dawn. We won't walk this road alone. This road's gonna take us all. This road's gonna take us all. But every darkness bears a dawn. We won't walk this road alone. I've lost the things I love the most. I've lost the things I love the most. In every dream I face my ghost, face my ghost. I've traveled into the unknown. I've traveled into the unknown. I've given the devil all I own, all I own. But I'll reap what I sow. But I'll let you go. This road's gonna take us all. This road is gonna take us all. But every darkness I'm losing my mind in a wave of you. Swept me up like the ocean blue. Can't lie, gotta face the truth. I'm falling harder than I wanted to. And they say don't go diving in too deep, but I'm already diving in so carelessly. I'm losing my mind in a wave of you. Swept me up like the ocean blue. Can't lie, gotta face the truth. I'm falling harder than I wanted to. And they say don't go diving in too deep, but I'm already diving in so carelessly. Your tide is getting harder to resist, but I don't mind. Honestly, I could get used to this. My mind in a wave of you swept me up like the ocean blue. Can't lie, gotta face the truth. I'm falling harder than I wanted to. And they say don't go
You got a snack.
diving in too deep.
You gotta snack that shit. Okay.
Everywhere. Full disclosure, obviously Tim Pool's been on the show many times. I consider myself friendly with Tim Pool. I actually think that Tim Pool is, I think he's being attacked from both sides. I actually think he did a pretty fair job, but look.
Screw Tim Pool.
Kanye West.
I speak as a conservative. Screw Tim Pool, dishonest bastard, with how he handled Kanye.
Yay, for people who are not familiar. Sure, was P. Diddy, is he still Diddy? Or is he was Puff Daddy?
P.
Was
Diddy.
Puff, I think it was P. Diddy. Is he just Diddy?
Changed too many times.
What the hell?
Sean Combs is how I.
Sean Combs.
Yeah.
Puffy. Right. All right.
Me and his accountant call him that.
Right. Either way, someone's getting shot in a nightclub.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Kanye West appeared alongside Tim Pool with his, I guess, people who are working on his campaign or advisors, right? This was the dinner that had taken place at Mar-a-Lago. I don't really know if it was a dinner so much as a brief snack. And there are a lot of questions surrounding it. We didn't talk about it yesterday because we didn't have the
Tim
answers.
Pool was promoting it. Oh, hey, welcome back, mister.
I was hoping we would get some answers here on Tim
How
Pool.
was your watch of Seinfeld?
Kanye West abruptly walked off the show when the discussion veered into his views on Jewish people and whether or not it was anti-Semitic. Here's a clip for those who missed it.
They tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But I still walked in stride through it. Yeah, I think they've been extremely.
Yeah.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is. Corporate press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the.
Tim Pool's a sham.
It's like I'm the MLK of anti-Semitism. Okay, like the opposite. In the opposite direction. I decided to be the MLK of bigotry.
As the way I guess.
He's not being a bigot.
It is them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
Kanye West is not a bigot.
because when you think about it,
He has empathy for people.
in 2018.
What do you mean it's not? What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about?
Already the walk-off. That's a problem.
Tim Pool was more concerned promoting his podcast than he was taking care of his guests. Supporting his guests, I should say. Tim Pool wanted to know him and Trump, the behind the scenes stuff. Tim Pool wanted to know information to promote his show, which is fine. Ignoring Kanye West, your guest, you have your guest on. Give your audience a chance to learn more about Kanye if they didn't know him before. Give Kanye West a chance to speak because he's constantly being interrupted. People are constantly putting words in his mouth, constantly questioning about things he said in the past when he's explained, there's a reason I said what I said. It's not because he's racist, not because he's a bigot. It's because he has a point to prove, and no one is asking what is that point. They're more concerned with the words that he said. Tim Pool, shame on you not caring about your guest right there. If I'm going to have someone on as polarizing right now as Kanye West, when he's ready to talk about what him and Trump discussed, more about that, let him go on with it. The fact that he's on your podcast, is enough in itself of a bump for your ratings. That's what you get. That's what you get, Pool.
Well, Kanye
I'll say it right now.
ask him a question.
You guys, you guys want to bring that stuff up?
Have
And
the
think we're not gonna
discussion.
have a conversation?
Like, have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's gonna come in here and say, here's
He's
the
all
thing, and
butthurt.
I'm gonna say, I hear you.
Tim
And then
Pool
he's
was
gonna
all
say, and
butthurt,
Jewish people,
too.
And I'm gonna be like, okay, but don't you consider? So I'm not gonna do this. I
Go,
refuse.
make sure he's cool.
Yeah, so look, that's a problem if you're running for office, period, especially if you're running for office on the
Mm-hmm.
platform of free speech.
See his friend, obviously, I guess a friend or so, hopefully a friend. Hopefully, I'm gonna go check on him, see how he's doing. Hopefully, that's coming from like a friend point of view and a caring. Tim Pool wasn't. He was just sad that he couldn't get out his questions, ask more of his questions. Excuse me. Tim Pool, come on, man.
Exchange of ideas, right? If you ask someone a question and they disagree with you in a way that I think is
These guys are such losers, dude. Oh my God, he doesn't value free speech. Bitch, you don't value it either. You ran away from fucking Sam Cedar. Like, shut the fuck up. None of these bitches would ever fucking have like a conversation that's contentious, okay? They won't.
is pretty respectful. You can't walk off in a huff. That about tells you how capable Kanye West is at being potentially president of the United States.
Personally, I was in that chair a week and a half ago, and now Kanye West is. He's not mentally well.
No, I'm not entirely sure.
We shouldn't share a chair.
No.
Okay, that's actually a good joke and literally true. That is the first time I've heard this motherfucker say something.
Okay. Say he's not well. You're more concerned, Tim Pool. I'll connect it with him. You're more concerned with your political agenda than you are the health and safety of your guest. Now, I'm not going to connect that entirely with Tim Pool because, well, these guys are talking about mental health. But if Tim Pool brings up mental health as an issue, that's where my comment comes into play.
Funny. Holy fuck. I gotta run that back.
Of the United States.
Personally, I was in that chair a week and a half ago, and now Kanye West is. He's not mentally well.
No, I'm not entirely sure.
We shouldn't share a chair.
No.
Oh, this is good. Here. It also ties into this thing that I retweeted recently. Kanye really went from clubbing with Jay-Z and Pharrell to getting hibachi at a suburban strip mall with Nick Fuentes, dude. That's when you realize, like, look at his face, bro. He has to know he fucked up. There is no fucking way, dude. There's just absolutely no fucking way.
I didn't fuck up.
Bro, what's worse? Like being caught at a fucking hibachi in the middle of like in the middle of a strip mall in Frederick with a Nazi who eats his own boogers, or like whatever fucking drugs that they were making you take for your
Goddamn
various
Hasanami.
mental health complications. Like I think I go back to the drugs, man. I'm just gonna say it. I would go back to the fucking pills immediately.
I like how anyone he disagrees with Hasanami's like, you're a Nazi, and you pick your nose. Okay.
When he gives you that onion volcano stare. Got the wellies on. Yeah, he's been wearing those boots for a while. That's like his thing now. This photo may be the exact moment he's realizing he's made a mistake. Like, he's not a good guy, and his life was not going well. But they could have at least kept doing. He could have at least kept doing the fashion stuff, partying, so long as he didn't say I like Hitler. Zombie land got to be better than whatever the fuck Kanye West is experiencing currently.
Name is Love.
What?
He said Love is my real name. I just changed my name to Love. It's what's on my driver's license. That's my official name.
The
Love.
ego on these guys. Like, I realize I'm not like Malcolm X. I'm more like MLK or maybe Jesus Christ. It's like, I'm Love. You did proactive commercials, okay? You don't get to claim agape. My name's Agape. Oh, good. You learned a Latin word. Shut up.
Yeah, in what way are you like?
Steven Crowder is like a unique racist because, like,
a unique racist.
Hide like his just sheer disdain for black people. Even when he's like gonna weaponize a black person to just advance the conservative agenda. You know what I mean? Like he can't even fake
Excuse
he
me.
can't even fake it. Like he just has to be the worst person.
To see.
He's like a couple steps removed from being a Nick Fuentes racist. I don't think he's ever said like anti-Semitic shit. I think that's a line that he doesn't cross deliberately. Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, is so horny he can't stop himself from crossing that line all the time and dancing all over it on the other side.
Like Malcolm X and MLK could.
Having T.I. as child, it's like, excuse me, and I'm just ping ponging, and I with it. I'm just going like, I'm just shaking my head.
There's two things that happen to them, and you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting dizzy.
Present my point of view here. Kanye West has been wronged. Okay, this is absolutely true. He has been wronged. We'll get into. He was medicated. He was institutionalized. He's been threatened. He was wronged, and I do think that he has valid reasons to be upset.
Excuse me.
And I think what people are missing now, people saying, "Oh, he should be able to say." Sure, he should be able to say whatever he wants, and I don't necessarily know which portions. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know. Every portion that I've heard, I can tell you which part is anti-Semitic or which part isn't. I don't know all of the comments that he's made. Let me put it that way. But Kanye West.
Kanye West is an ENTP.
Has been wronged, and the people right now who are supporting him saying, "Hey, he's being silenced for what he said." Sure, I understand, but he's being wronged now.
He is very much being wronged right now. The dude is going in the trenches. He's like literally, he's going all in into his, yeah. Excuse me. He's going all in. All in. Parent T.I., baby.
I have never seen.
I mean, going Parent T.I. doing what is right.
Steven Crowder be like very openly and aggressively anti-Semitic.
Or I should say logically
It's like
right.
the one kind of
Consistently.
bigotry that he doesn't usually
Consistently. I mean, T.I. is all about consistency. That's what it really is. It's a consistent playing. And you got that sucker baby as parent. I mean, you're going all the way, baby. To prove a point.
I am kind of excited at this moment. This is a new leaf, a new chapter in his blossoming career.
Fuck you, Hasanabi. Fuck you.
Yes, but I can't read. Yes, you have. You fucking called Sam Cedar a velveteen rabbit, which is advanced dog whistle anti-Semitism. Remember, dude? That's no. But listen, I am literally look. I have read the ancient tomes of racism. Okay?
The ancient tomes of racism.
The way I see it, like, is if Sam Cedar himself, who didn't understand what the fuck that was at the time, I don't think that he implied like that in an anti-Semitic capacity. Okay. I mean, I don't think so. I think that was like I'm an elite level racism understander, dude. Like I had to look that shit up. Do I think he's anti-Semitic? I'd be shocked if he's not. I'd be shocked if he's not.
How can you even tell if someone is? Except by their actions. And a lot of people's actions will be under the cover. Like, a lot of disagreements we have, we humans have, a lot of the times it's swept underneath the table. We make decisions all day long that people don't know the reasons why. I could literally go to a coffee shop and say no on any one thing because of racism. Because I could be racist. But as far as anyone else knew, I said no to something. But when someone comes out and says they don't want a cup of coffee from this or that, and they kind of say something in a racial tone, people presume the prejudice is there. Not necessarily. They could be pointing something out. Excuse me. So how in our day can you truly tell if someone is really against a Jew, like racially or discriminatively against a Jew or something like that? How could you really tell? You have people that are open, then you have people that make decisions that no one knows the cause or reason for those decisions. How can you tell? Kanye West does business with these people. Kanye West has done business with these people. How can you prove that he is anti? In what evidence can you prove he said something racial? Excuse me. Is he doing business with them? Is he working with them? Making contracts, making deals with them. Are you going to do that with someone or a people that you disagree with? Or that you are generally discriminative or racial against? I think today's society really lacks TI. I'm really 100% like there's something wrong with that. Excuse me.
I'm Jewish and I didn't know that was anti-Semitic. Yeah, no, Chad's being like fucking radlib. Beady eyes. What does that mean? I don't. What is that?
Which is funny because Hasanabi is a TI dom. But if he's not fucking realizing, but he's got TI from a different upbringing apparently. A different upbringing, different type of politic in general. So TI like anything, it's all based on your upbringing. Honestly, it really is, depending on your background. So I guess I can't really too broadly. See, FE parent is a motherfucker. If I'm not careful, because I have TI child, I will make my judgment with NI or with TI. I'll make my judgment balancing with my NI, and I'll go into FE parent, and the parent will say no. And then I just destroy an argument that I just made. It's fucking ridiculous. Effie's like, no. You have to. Oh, dude. It's fucking nuts.
I don't know what that means. We're comparing someone who literally is like Jews control the media to someone who was like, you look like you have velveteen rabbit eyes.
He's got to do. Is this a TI Dom thing? Is this a Hero TI Dom thing? Is it? Like, seriously. You disagree with something. TI in itself is very subjective. It's a consistency, yes, but it's based on the user and their upbringing, their lifestyle, what they've lived through, what they've learned, their knowledge, really. It is their inner knowledge. Excuse me. Whereas TE is the knowledge of others, is an external knowledge. A gift in itself that annoys the fuck out of me. But it's very subjective. So everything from a TI Dom is very subjective. If if any TI user has not experienced anything, they're not worth. Their knowledge is not worth anything to really read into necessarily. Excuse me. It really isn't unless they've experienced. Unless you know the person has an experience on the subject. So I can connect it with Hasanabe right here, because here he goes. He makes a statement, and then after the statement, he makes another statement that's usually negative. So you're a Nazi, and then right after, then you pick your nose. That type of comment. That's why they're like a double statement. But one is they're both judgmental, but one is a more like post analyses, like this person's a Nazi, I've made that judgment, and then I hate this person because they pick their nose, even more because they pick their nose. I don't know how that comes after Nazi, but it does apparently. But everything is subjective with Hasanabe. I take him for a grain of salt, really. Excuse me. And I probably wouldn't even douse it on a steak.
I think this is runes on the floor, CPAC type shit. Yeah.
It's not salt enough.
Anyway,
I mean, it's too much salt, actually.
I think he's about to say some.
There's my NI ramble.
I think he's about to say some anti-Semitic shit right now while defending Kanye, though.
Excuse me. You think? I need like the TI bouncing off the NI. Now that's a really interesting one. When you have NI child. At least with NI Hero, you're really kind of you're really focused on the foresight of things, a path. You put that in child form, and I don't know, man.
It's a trait of the criminal and the mentally ill.
He's being wronged by a new set of people who are taking advantage of him, trying to say, look how wrong you've been in the past. It just happens the people who are wronging him now, they're not Jewish. And I don't, by the way, just to be clear, I am not someone who is against speaking in generalizations. What I am against is speaking in unspecified, unsubstantiated generalizations. For example, if I were to say, hey, 80-something% of divorces in this country are initiated by women. That's a generalization. I'm giving you a statistic. If I were to say, hey.
Yeah, statistic without the, was it empirical evidence, as some say? Excuse me. If I had a show, and I was really serious, it would be very important for me to have a system, a structure to where everything I'm saying, there needs to be visually, like statistics or what I'm speaking about. There needs to be something of evidence or something visually of visual evidence, so my viewers understand what I'm talking about, where that comes from. Every little thing, in my mind, that's because honesty is very important. Very, very important to me. In order for me to sleep at night, I need to have been honest to the best extent. And if I'm wrong, admit that I'm wrong and move on. And those that don't accept that, it's just plain simple, fuck you, fuck yourself, and fuck everything that has to do with you. That's where I get into that. Excuse me. Because at that point, if I'm wrong and I admit I'm wrong, and that's not good enough for people, and they want to start to dig, like Hasanabe likes to dig at people, it's as simple as this. Hasanabe, fuck you, go fuck yourself, and fuck everything that has to do with you. That's how that would go. But yeah, because he's mentioned the statistics, and that kind of bugs me. It's a pet peeve. It's like everything I would say, I would want something popping up. And then people can get that, like, okay, so that's where that comes from. They get on the same page with me really quickly. And if I need correcting on something, it can get corrected really fast too. And the most important part is that, well, I want also people to be able to catch up with what I'm saying too. Excuse me.
Tend to vote pretty liberal, which would seem.
And I like the trust thing. The trust thing is the big one again.
Go against their self-interest in a lot of ways, considering people who.
If I'm not a trustable source, then there's something wrong.
Jews and their values.
Wait, what? I mean, both of those stats that you just mentioned are correct.
Excuse me. And this is also why you need to like have this shit somewhere, like when you say it. That way there can be no argument. It is absolute. Absolution is very important to me.
Not the stat that you just mentioned that's like the problem. It's what your
Don't, hey, Asanabi, you do the same shit too, so shut the fuck up.
is. What the fuck? What do you mean, dude? What the fuck? First of all, Jews are not a monolith, dog. What are you talking about?
Just gonna ramble on, Hasanab.
What is this like united interest that Jews have?
Hasasnabi. Oh, that's so good.
On chat, I can sense chat getting so fucking annoying about the Velveteen the Velveteen rabbit thing. I'm sensing it. Chat
Okay,
I
got he's just rambling at that point. Grasping at straws. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's a pretty kitty. I want to pet the kitty. Little kitty cat, just want to pet it. I want to pet the kitty. I want to feel the kitty. I want to put my hands in the fuzzy quitty. Pet that kitty. Yeah, it's my babe Noelle. Whew! Gets me going. Yeah, it's Mayaka. We're both INFJs.
What a nice surprise. Don't tell me you came to learn Genius Invocation TCG without bringing any cards. It is
INFP compatibility right there. Official. We can play. Official! Give me a call. We can play. We can play house all day.
with sword comes shadow.
Ka-ching. Gene, oh yeah. Prince. Is he still going?
So, Scaramouche, huh? Or Wanderer. Welcome! 3.3's Archon Quest intent is
Excuse
sure
me.
to be a doozy, especially since we have one of the most fascinating and questionable characters in existence to play as our main stars. But before we begin, thank you to OperaGX for sponsoring this
What's
video.
going on?
OperaGX is a browser built specifically for gamers.
Is it-
If you've ever
Oh,
needed a browser
chill with
to run
Aster.
when you're playing games or finishing school,
Excuse me. Oh no, Tectone. What the fuck now, dude?
What's up, YouTube? This is about
It's so bad every time Tectone. I'm like, oh, what the fuck now, dude?
5 or 10 minutes after the dev live stream just finished up. And I mean this. If you want to wait for...
Mutado responded. Excuse me. Damn, that widescreen. Holy crap.
Souls game. Never played the Armored Souls franchise. Ugh, I need to put this. If you're ever seeing me control this game really weird, I need to put the actual game a little bit. I need to get a better Bluetooth. I need to put the Bluetooth dongle in a better place. Yeah, like Quantum TV hates fucking Elden Ring, but like, you know, Quantum TV. Here's the thing with a Quantum TV video: if the guy's just like sitting over there like not liking Elden Ring, that's fine. Like, I'm totally down for him hating Elden Ring. That's like his fucking choice. When it came time for like DMCAing people, that's some bitch beta shit, dude. Easily. Like, fucking 100%, man. I think he made something about like the Steam Deck. I gotta see this. Hold on. His like video reviews are a total fucking joke, though.
It is.
Like,
He's paid
you
to
can
say
put
what
on
his shit.
Quantum TV right now.
Like, seriously, Quantum is such a joke. The dude is literally paid by his sponsors to say this shit. Because his shit is so stupid. And it's so inside the box. I have to presume by default that someone is paying him to say this shit. Else his low Q would be that low. And I can't believe that someone in his position would have a low enough IQ to do what he does. I firmly believe that he is simply paid to do that shit, which is even more
Literally the biggest
nefarious
comedy club on the internet.
on his part, and dishonest. Because remember, at the end of every one of his Quantum streams, right, he says he's the #1 in honesty, right? Bullshit, you are. Oh, the #1 brand in honesty. Bullshit, you are. You're being paid to say what you say. How is that not dishonest? He definitely doesn't say that he's paid to say what he
I think
said.
he made something about like he made something about like the Steam Deck or some shit. Anti-free speech TikTok censorship exposed. Don't buy. Warning: Scarlet and Violet are garbage. Don't buy.
Fuck you. Okay, they are okay. The games are so bad, you need to get them. But I agree with the argument that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, like Pokemon, like Game Freak, they've beaten, they've done a good job. And when you look to the past, when you look at previous Pokemon games, they've outdone themselves. The thing is, now they're in the big leagues, so they need to step it up. They shit the bed in comparison to the big leagues, because now they put themselves in the big leagues, but they shit themselves. They shit themselves in the bed doing so because they weren't ready. Game Freak was not ready.
Bro, actually, I kind of agree with fucking him. Like, first off, I'm kind of like.
So he was literally
Scarlet and Violet, but holy shit, man, Game Freak
Okay.
fans will defend anything, dude. Game Freak fans do not.
Will you
Game
just
Freak
clip
fans
it?
are actually some of the fucking dumbest
Excuse
people
me.
that I've ever found. Steam Deck trolls get a wake-up call about high-end clientele. What is this?
Dude, he's actually like going like checking out Quantum. It's like it's one of those like, who the fuck is this dude? Why is he saying what he's saying? Do I really have to check out this dude? And then you check him out, it's like, this dude's a freaking tard, man.
The Steam Deck players that only put in $399 want to show up to the party and try to tell me, the guy that paid $650 plus tax, how I should feel about my experience on a product they couldn't even afford. Now, that might sound classist or elitist, but that's like going to the guy that bought a BMW as you sit in your Toyota Camry and you're talking shit about how he should feel about the problems he's facing on that product. When you approach things...
I have a Toyota Camry.
at a certain level and you buy the best of something and there are problems and you mention those problems, if you haven't arrived at an equivalent level, you have no seat at the table to start talking, running your mouth, or thinking you have any opinion about how that person should feel at that price range. I think it's a very important distinction that we
He's such a judgmental fuck, isn't he?
make about the Steam Deck, that I was at the highest price point, and most of the people buying the Steam Deck are at the entry-level lowest point with the 64 gigabyte version, okay? So before people want to try to talk shit or come at me or feel like my take was bad...
You see as big as eyeballs are, like, woo! He's got...
Two things you gotta
I'd hate
remember.
to go Hasanabi, or Hasasnabi, make fun of him.
One, I likely paid more than you did.
Hold on, he only did the TikTok censorship spiel because they banned one of his TikTok videos. He used controversial truth to do so, too. Oh.
Upset, and two, it's my opinion. If I don't like the fucking product, I don't have to, right? And if you want to sit here and trash somebody's opinion, keep that same fucking energy when it happens to you.
What do you mean keep that same fucking energy when it happens to you?
I don't even understand what this video is about. So wait a minute, he bought something more he bought like
Right? It's really hard to generalize
a more
Quantum.
expensive version of
Because
the game.
he's fucking everywhere. The dude is fucking everywhere. He makes no fucking sense. He's inside the box. In a negative way. It's like, what the hell? You're inside a box and you're scrambling. Like, dude, I can see the box. I see you. What the fuck are you doing inside the box?
or the Steam Deck and like his what? I mean, like
It's like watching Looney Tunes. The classic.
I don't even get it. I actually don't even fucking understand it. Like
Right?
the BMW Camry argument fucking drove me up the ass. Like what?
I don't know what's going on with the BMW
Listen, I
Toyota
defend
thing.
Quantum's ability to like fucking hey just If he doesn't like a product, I don't understand why people
Woo!
get mad. Like, he probably doesn't like the Steam Deck. I'm not going to waste my time to figure out why he doesn't like the Steam Deck. If he doesn't like the Steam Deck, he doesn't like the Steam Deck. All right, okay, I want you guys to think about it right here. What he's saying,
Dude, he's very simplistic. Simple logic. If you don't like the Steam Deck, you don't like the Steam Deck. You put your opinion out there. You say why. You don't be judgmental. Have some logic to it.
is like,
But Quantum, it's about how he feels and all that stupid shit.
the financial hit is going to skew your opinions to more extremes, okay? If you spend $600 on a product versus $300, obviously the person who spent $600 and they felt like they're burnt, like the product isn't good, they're going to hurt a little bit more than like people who have spent $300, right? Like the financial difference is there. The sting is a little bit different on that too. The other problem is it's like, if his opinion is he doesn't like the deck, that's fine, okay? Listen, there are people that like play the Nintendo Switch and they tell me the Nintendo Switch is better than the fucking Steam Deck, okay? It's okay to be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be wrong. I think it's totally okay to be objectively fucking wrong.
Dude. Oh man. You know, people getting the Nintendo Switch and then people getting the Steam Deck are two completely different types of players. Like a Steam Deck, we're talking about PC users here that want a console that matches their hardware stats. Like literally Steam Deck users are PC users, the majority of them. They're like, we want a console that represents well, obviously most of them want, a console can emulate anything they need. They can basically become their mobile PC, essentially. The dream. And then there's Nintendo, like brand name. They're always going to be behind in hardware because they're focusing on being a budget, but they have a brand. They have a brand of characters, games, stories. They have a whole universe, in fact. So it's very different. Very, very different.
For my opinion, at the end of the video, that's not going.
By the way, I'm sorry that you have to see Tectone's bald head. I apologize, mister. Tectone is a whiny little bitch.
Going to happen. I'm going to give you to immediately, and then I'm going to tell you why. Live stream pissed me off a little bit at the beginning, but the update looks very good. Now,
oh, he's back to simping. He sees the money. Oh, he's back to simping.
a lot of opinions, so strap.
MiHoYo, they emailed Tectone. Hey, Techie, we'll give you some extra money.
Strap in, buckle up.
Put on your seatbelt.
But right now, in case you're wondering, yes, I am excited to play 3.3. It does look.
Oh, he's the Quantum of the Genshin universe.
Very promising, and I think it will be fun. And this gave me hope that maybe I won't be going away.
This dishonest, lying son of a bitch. He spent the last month trashing the game, the community. Essentially referred to the community almost as pedophiles.
From Genshin Impact.
With when he did that stupid shit with the Nihita, the 1,000-year-old whatever it was, whatever the fuck the comment was that he fucking said, that was what the fuck. People were coming into his fucking chat mentioning that, and he just generalized it was the whole Genshin community.
The game looked incredible, and I have so much shit to say. I'm actually so over the moon. You might.
People like this get away with this shit. People like Tectone get away with this. It's like nothing he said in the last month matters.
Might not be able to tell. I've been streaming for about 8 hours already, and I've been awake since 6 p.m. yesterday, and it's now 7 a.m. the next day. Okay.
Because of it just stays okay. Yeah, his interpretation is just flawed when he started going after people, that really that's what started my issues with Quantum. Started to get channels banned and that sort of crap, and then kind of watching more of him with Mr. Brandoni and number one brand of honesty. First off, you can't be truthful if you say your brand is the number one. How do you know if you're being honest?
Don't get it wrong. I have a lot of opinions.
Excuse me.
I'm very excited, and yeah, leave me a comment on what.
But everything's about his like feelers. I don't understand that. Like anytime someone attacks him, he's always like offended or butthurt, and then he just outsources his attacks to people. I mean, any dude who just because he disagrees with someone and someone comes at him with some critique, like anyone who would take that critique and then try to like ban that person on the platform, say YouTube, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
You think, but right now I think the future of Genshin is looking quite good, and let me tell you why. There's some ups, but I need to address the downs. Okay, and I'm gonna take my sweater off of this because we're about to give some hot takes, and it's gonna get a little bit heated. All right, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from because I'm quite passionate about this. And
Oh yes, you are, Tectone. You've gone from shitting on the community, shitting on the game, lying, saying you were done with Genshin. Saying you weren't sure about 3.3, you weren't sure about the card game. Now you just all of a sudden turned 180. And now you're like, those dollar signs are trickling in. You're like, never mind. My audience has a short attention span. They're not going to focus on what I've already said in the last month, 2 months, a year. You.
in case you're wondering, yes, I have lost weight. In case you haven't watched my channel for the past while. I'm now down to 247, and I'm 6'6", so that's pretty good for my height. And I used to be 330, so we're almost down 90 pounds. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this.
Okay, Techie.
So let's go ahead and start off with some bad. To anybody saying that the combat isn't the focus of Genshin Impact, then why did the dev live stream start off with 17 straight minutes? Keep in mind, the live stream was only 40 minutes. Okay, so ignoring the trailer, which is 4 minutes, that's almost half the live stream, showing off the combat for the characters and trying to sell you the characters, which can cost you a max $300 for one copy of 7. For anybody saying it's never been about that, then why don't you tell the devs that if it doesn't fucking matter?
He's a narcissist. He really is. Oh my god. I was kind of like hesitant to label him as a narcissist, but now I know for sure that he's definitely that type. So he's going to look at anything that the devs come out with. Anything that matches his back, what he likes in the game, anything that the devs put out that matches that goes along with what his style, what he prefers, he's going to automatically assume that Genshin, the MiHoYo, they automatically support his views, his way, as it would be, and that everyone else in the Genshin community, the casuals, are now, they're wrong. They were never right. The devs are against you. They don't care about you. They care about me, and they care about what people like me think. This is narcissistic beyond. It could be even worse. I hope he has a therapist.
Okay, because they went very in depth on that. So why don't we go ahead and
like for like it's like this little snippets thing, like where does like the combat thing like come into play? Like who was saying anything? Look, don't listen to like the minority toxic casual folks that will also criticize on anything against the other side that they disagree with. Don't mix them up with the middle ground casuals, like myself. But he mixes that shit up. He mixes both sides, the hardcores and then the toxic casuals. Both are minorities in the community. You can't have otherwise the game would not even be as wouldn't be as successful as it is. When you have normal, non-toxic, mentally healthy people playing a game that they enjoy, you got these other groups, very minority, very toxic, probably mentally ill. Tectone is very mentally ill. Anyone that's watched him for a while, watched his mood swings, watched through his videos within the last month. Like literally, watch his behavior. Watch all the changes, everything he says. Puts it out there on camera. You got to watch and then make up for your own mind.
Saying that anybody who wanted Endgame and anybody who thinks the game doesn't give a fuck about the combat, then why do they shill it so fucking much on every fucking live stream, okay? That's not the player's fault. That's the developer's fault. So if you are telling people that they're stupid for wanting Endgame, shut the fuck up. Because
the dev is against you casuals, even though before he was like with the MTashes, the devs, they don't care about Endgame. I've never, ever, presuming that he is bipolar, I never get along with bipolar. In fact, bipolar and me do not mix.
After that, another main selling point of this update was the new artifacts. Combat. You don't use artifacts to fucking chase balloons, brother. So whether you want to admit it or not, the devs are trying to push that, and the players aren't stupid for wanting what the devs are pushing. Okay? Scaramouche looks pretty damn cool. Am I going to be pulling on him? Fuck no. Not pulling for Scaramouche, not pulling for Farazan, but maybe my opinion will change. Maybe I'll do an update video later in case I change my mind. Okay? Because I am very excited for the card game, so maybe I'll want to do it float around.
Oh, he just set up for him changing his mind. He's got an excuse, you know, he might change his mind later. Yeah.
That's the only reason why I might vote for Scaramouche is because exploring the world with his little fucking jet engines does sound kind of cool. It does. I will admit. I'm sure we would all agree that, I like the movement options more than the fighting with the characters now. Okay, Ayaka's dash is now good. They changed the way that it works with the AI that it's used. Kaza's E is cool, always cool. Even Kaching's little E throw jump, it's fun. I like when characters have new ways to traverse the world. It makes things feel alive when you're going on your day-to-day tasks to collect mint and berries, because that's the only thing that you could do in Genshin Impact prior to this update. We are getting a new weapon, a 4-star. It goes, ZAM! Or fucking...
Damn, it's got an eye.
On the fucking umbrella. It looks hilarious. Is it gonna be good? Don't know, don't care. I'm in a part where if it ain't a 5-star, I ain't gonna use it. For the weapons, at least. Besides the occasional Favonius sword and sacrificial sword.
Oh, well, then you defeat your statement, will you?
Be okay. If it's broken, great. More power to the players. If you're free to play, you're probably excited. Congrats. Okay? I am now also free to play. So, just letting you know, for the past 3 months, I've been free to play on Genshin Impact.
Well, judging by the way that his views are, there's no regard to be free to play, really. But everyone knows that his viewage goes up when he talks about Genshin Impact. I don't think he needs to be free to play.
So, you know how it is. Okay, new main story. Oh, hell.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go, Techie. There we go, Techie. Yeah.
Boy, the voice actor for Ito, who makes anything he talks to turn to gold. Ito is one of 2 of the best characters of Genshin Impact as far as it comes as entertainment value. Ito's number 1, Eula's number 2. Sometimes Eula's number 1 because holy fuck, her tits and ass are crazy. And
I'm going to say it. Fuck this man for putting Eula at number 2. Fuck everything that has to do with you, Tectone. Fuck you.
in case you're saying, why you talk about that? Because it's a gotcha game.
By the way, I ordered a Eula poster and it never came in. I paid $40 for a Eula poster and it got lost. It was coming from China. Fuck you, China. Fuck you for losing my Eula. She was everything to me. Moment of silence for my aesthetically favorite Genshin character, Eula. She's also ENTJ.
Okay, and sex sells and they know it. Okay, because if it didn't, then they wouldn't make characters.
If that's true, she would have been number one. She would have beaten Nahida in terms of sales. She didn't, excuse me.
That look bland, and they haven't, because they know that people will pull on characters that look fucking hot, and Eula's ass is still fucking crazy.
Oh, she's got the best ass in the game. There's no way. She's got the best character form of all the characters. There will never be anything unless they really want to try. I mean, there's Shinha.
But Ito's in the game.
Shita's got some nice badonkas. And she got some nice jugs. You know, milk jugs. You know, just want to like, get all up on them goodies.
Being goofy as shit. Those are my favorite type of stories. So yes, I will be doing the story, and I'll probably even upload a video of my reaction to it, which I'm very excited about. New artifacts look very good. I've heard good things. I've heard one of them, the Elemental Mastery Feather, is broken, apparently, but I don't know. I kind of stopped caring about farming artifacts and building characters for the past 3-4 months because I thought we were never getting anything to use them on, and to be honest, we still aren't, so I might even skip on farming artifacts. Next, we have
What are you doing with your resin?
a couple events. Okay, roguelike event. Looks fun, looks very easy. My account should already be good enough to clap it easily and probably set a couple records because my IDO is, I believe, #1 in the North American server. At least that's what people tell me. I don't know. I don't check. I don't care. There's a mystery spooky event, which they didn't really give too much detail on, but apparently Ito's going to be involved. That's cool as shit. Anything involving Ito, I am rock hard for. The story quest also with Scaramouche and the big old tree. Looks cool, as well as Dottore making another return. He's still prevalent in the story. Amazing.
As he should be.
Dottore is an amazing character. And Scaramouche is now blue because I believe he moved away from Fatui, which good for him. He changed his clothes. Genshin Impact should take that advice and tips themselves and maybe put on some deodorant and change the clothes themselves, as well as Farazan. Let me circle back. Congratulations, Hoyoverse. You have made another character that I find absolutely fucking disgusting. You made a character that looks 12 in the form of Farazan, but don't worry, you made all of the fucking freaks in the Genshin Impact community be able to do their mental gymnastics and say, oh, it's okay, she's 1,000. Fuck that. I hate that shit. I fucking hate that shit. Now all these fucking freaks are gonna say, oh, well, she's fucking 1,000 in lore, so I can beat off to her. It's fucking freaky, dude. It's fucking freaky. Okay, please stop with that fucking trope.
He just generalizes it with the whole community.
It's already bad enough the shit that I hear people are doing with Nahida, and that's just fucking terrible.
What are they doing?
Okay? If you make a character that looks like a baby, they should have an age of a fucking baby. Moving forward.
You know, we have the little people.
I'm happy with Windtrace. Windtrace is always...
I don't really care much for Windtrace. That's a hardcore type deal. PvP.
Always a fun event. Some of my favorite memories in Genshin history are caused by that event. Now, I am sad that we can't just make it a permanent game mode and make it cycle to the new event or the new areas when a new area comes out. You know, Mondstadt Zone, the UA Zone, Dragonspine
Well, this
Zone.
kind of makes it more special, though.
Inazuma Zone, Sumeru Zone, Ankonomiya Zone. The list goes on and on. I really think we're at a point in the game where there is enough regional areas to where we could have Windtrace be permanent and it be fresh by having it cycle weekly or frick, even every 3 weeks.
I don't know how you really make that kind of fresh. I mean, if you really were motivated to, but long term, that's really kind of unsustainable. Like, however long that term takes, really. I mean, eventually people get bored.
Think it would be that hard. I'm excited to see it come back, but I will be sad to see it go. And I know I'm not alone with that opinion, because many of the other players have expressed a similar opinion. But what can you say? We got to keep on pushing that fear of missing out.
Well, that means when it comes around next time, you'll be even more excited.
Don't we? Because we need that money and we need that player retention very, very, very badly. Because God forbid we reward the players who play every fucking day. No, we mustn't guilt trip people into playing when things come out. It's fucking annoying. I don't like it, but I am excited to play Winch Race. But I just really...
I don't know about the guilt trip stuff. But... yeah.
fucking wish it was permanent. Next up, we have the Pong event.
They have to have a formula that's going to keep the players, their base rotating and consistently popping off, coming back on. Can't just be like a one and done deal.
I don't care.
Not if they want to be
table tennis, the event, cool. Probably take
successful
about
as
30
they are.
seconds when you go to play it, max 5 minutes, and then we'll forget about it. It is what it is. I don't care. And then the other thing is the stupid baby collect balloon games where you run around and you collect balloons.
Primos.
I don't give a fuck. I couldn't give less of a fuck if I fucking tried, and trust me, I have. Running around and picking up balloons is not fun. If you do enjoy it, congrats. You have 30 seconds of fun before you beat the minigame. I truly don't care. And that should be all the events. Now let's get down to what I am truly excited about, and that is the motherfucking card game.
I mean, what he's really excited is the extra content.
Good news is that just because I like something doesn't mean that you have to like it. Just like if I don't like something, that doesn't mean that you don't have to like it. My opinions are exactly that. My opinions alone. Okay? So I'm excited for the card game. You might be excited for the stupid baby collect balloon game. And that is absolutely okay. I am here to deliver you my opinion and my opinion alone, because that is all as a man I can do. Now let's talk about the card game. Let me tell you what it does good. Pretty much what it does.
Like people are entitled to have to listen and sit through your opinion.
As good as almost every single thing that I saw. Okay? Looks pretty complex. Looks like we'll have up to 247 cards to collect.
So that's what he likes about it. Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
There will be online matchmaking PvP. Looks like...
Oh, that's what he's really liking.
Be punished if they don't get high ranked, which I think is cool, but I think it would be fun to have a ranked mode that gives you rewards for the card game only mode. That way people who care about the card game can...
No, that's too toxic. I mean, if they do it, that's fine, whatever, but that's too toxic. You want LOL toxicity?
Get cool things, and people who don't care won't care, because if they don't like the game, they won't want the events for the game anyways. So I think a ranked leaderboard option in the near future would be a very good idea. Now, I want to talk about what it did good, okay? So the good things, the animations on the cards look...
It's like never reward toxic behavior like that. With competition comes toxicity. You don't want to reward that shit. You don't need a scoreboard. That's too toxic. Save it for a game that I don't know. Keep it in LOL.
And I mean that. They look fucking incredible. Diluc summoning his Phoenix on his elemental skill looks crazy. Kaching doing her little copyrighted move from Virgil from Devil May Cry ability looks fucking cool. The rolling the dice system to see what you can do is going to give the game a nice layer of RNG.
Yeah.
Which will give every single game mode some freshness, some spiciness when things work out, when things don't. I don't like games that are too straightforward, that are entirely skill-based. I like RNG in my card games because it makes it fun. I started playing card games against like my nieces and nephews and my cousins, and we were all young, stupid babies. I was always very good, and I would win every game if it was all skill-based. But when they did get super lucky, they would get a win, which is exciting because then they...
I like how he said all that. I was always good. I always win. If I lost, it's because the other person was super lucky.
Can still have a chance to play and not get discouraged, knowing that there's always a chance to win if they get lucky. which is very good for a game that has a majorly baby audience. I think the average Genshin age is probably 12 or 13, which explains a lot of the dumb bullshit that happens on social media, as well as the the youth getting tricked and mind washed by pretty much anything who says anybody in a otherwise authoritative tone. There is a bunch of stupid babies who play this game, which is okay. I'm not saying all babies are stupid. I'm just saying some of them are stupid. And those are the ones...
Oh, babies by definition. As close to infant as you can get, right?
To believe pretty much anything they see by other content creators or social medias, which just isn't a good thing. Always fact-checked everything. If you're young and you're watching this, just make sure you get informed and you fact-checked everything.
Yeah, when people say that, they just, make sure you're fact-checking it and it matches what I'm saying.
Before you believe
Bullshit.
anything that you see online or in school, I think it's very important to be informed and that you be the source of education for yourself. That way you don't get used and abused down the line. The health and HP system looks cool. Looks like we're going to have a variety of live 2D on the card artworks. That looks entirely free to play friendly, which is awesome, which means we get to earn everything that we want to earn. And I believe you only have to play the card game to earn that, which I also think is pretty cool. Maybe they'll introduce more things later, but that's my concept. That's my grasp on it, but we'll see. It looks beautiful. It looks refined. It looks very cared after. It looks very sought after. But the one thing that I'm worried about is that they introduced the card game and then they forget about it. Now, in my humble opinion, any character that's in the game should have a card in the game, which means I believe 2 new hero cards, if that's what you want to call them, should be introduced, as well as every mob archetype should have a card in the game. That's just what makes sense to me. But this is a card game. These are very easy to update. These are very easy to balance, but HoYoverse rarely does hot fixes, so if there is something broken, it could be fun to goof around and make some fun videos on. I really hope it's fun because I would love to make some videos on this card game because I do love card games. And
for your content, we know.
Yeah. The Hilichurl deck, Slime deck.
And by the way, he knows what he's talking about with card games because he's developed a card game himself, right?
Deck.
So he knows it's easy to update and everything, right? He knows from personal experience, right?
Make my Eula and Minichurl deck. I believe those two are a match made in heaven. Very romantic, very beautiful. Those are my OTP, and I feel like it'll be super fun. Or maybe I'll even get G, Amber, and Eula with a Metachill deck. That'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do genuinely believe that the future of Genshin Impact is looking very bright. And thank you all for supporting my channel.
If you or anyone else has caught Tectone from the last month, you're thinking, who's this guy? And this is Tectone when he sees that money potentially rolling on in. Changes his mind real quick. Money does that to greedy fucks like him. Anyway, nonetheless,
On YouTube and Twitch during this weird.
I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for my here. Because I'll be streaming on Twitch momentarily. I'm just gonna get a couple things ready, but I'll be streaming on Twitch and so on, playing some Genshin, some Pokemon, most importantly. Probably looking through more stuff, chatting, chilling, all that great stuff. So you can find me on definitely on twitch.tv.dtm exploded and/or should be too hard to find me. Feel free to, if you see this, subscribe to me on YouTube. Help me promote me by promoting me and we'll see where it goes. We need more of a subjective honesty in takes that go through an objective scope, as it would be. Essentially, people that there are that are focused on the truth and only the truth. Not as a means for themselves, but as a means for society as a whole. What is good for society as a whole, and truth is good, broad truth. So that's where that objective scope comes in. Because personally, like myself, I'm a TI user, so everything, all my logic is very subjective based on my experience. My processes are very much based on what I've lived through, what I've heard, what I've seen, through my senses, everything. But with that subjectivity, we can take the subjective truth and we can go through it objectively and see what's truthful. And that's something that matters to me. Because again, there is no sleeping. I never have an ease at sleeping if I've lied or been dishonest, or I feel like it, like I've said something earlier in the day and I'm like thinking about it later, I'm like, oh shit, did I process that correctly? Did I say that correctly? Was it truthful? Did I fact check myself? So that's what goes on through my head. But nonetheless, this is going to be gaming time, gaming with DTM. I'm kind of messing around, but Pimp Daddy D, yo. But DTM exploded at the moment. So nonetheless, again. So peace out, y'all. And I'll see, hopefully, folks later. And check me out on Twitch. I'll try to stream on YouTube. I'll try to, like, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my days off. I'd prefer this to be, I have 2 jobs. I'd prefer this to be my day job and my evening job. But that really depends on the community of YouTube and Twitch. So, and what they see in me and what they get from me and what I can give to the community. So, again, thank you all. And Mister, if you're still around, thanks for watching, and/or everyone. So, see you guys around.